Evan, look at that. 171.
We're back. 171 is huge. 1/170. It feels like, we're constantly on the roll doing this. This is an exciting podcast. We had a lot of like comic book shit going around. We both watched Marvel Zombies. We both have some thoughts. Peacemaker season 2 was breaking the internet on Thursday in a very funny way. And then there's Alien Earth, which was breaking the internet as well on Tuesday night. So a lot of great TV, a lot of finales to discuss. I mean, not a lot of finales, but Alien Earth and Marvel Zombies wrapped up. Peacemaker is going strong. 2 more episodes left for Peacemaker, I think, right? 7 and 8.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We've been covering Peacemaker, 1 episode every week. We missed 1 week, but like it feels like Peacemaker just started. It's crazy that we're already on episode, or soon to be episode 7. It goes by so fast. But yeah, I'm having a killer day. Nathan, I saw one battle after another.
Oh.
And I was like, there's so much hype around this movie. It can't be that great. It can't be.
And it wasn't.
It is. It's shit. It's dog shit.
Wow.
Yeah. It's worse than every movie I've seen this year. No. It is immaculate, incredible. Jalen and I were buzzing after the movie. And this is a movie that Jalen like forgot existed until like last week or so.
Let's say, do you think it was marketed well?
I mean, it was, for me, I think it was marketed well. It was all over like my trailers and things that I've seen, but I guess not for the general public. But it is a fun crowd pleaser. Like this is it's a crowd pleasing, timely movie with great performances. Yeah, it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes, but it runs by super fast. Like it has a very great pacing. Some of the best pacing I've seen all year. Like it's never boring. It's riveting. It's tense. It's emotional. It's what movies are made for, man. It's really good. So if you're watching this and you're like, I don't know if I should go see one battle after another, go watch it. Pause our live stream or watch it, then go watch the movie. Come back. Like and subscribe. Do the whole shebang bang.
Go see it in D-Box.
Go see it in D-Box. Good old D-Box. Who needs?
I was just telling Evan before we went live. I just saw Spider-Man 2.1 today, the extended edition, and it was a great time. It was a great sensation of seeing it in D-Box. I'm sure like they all hit immaculately, the whole trilogy. You can catch the whole trilogy if you haven't yet. Next weekend as well, they're playing not just at Cinemark or the AMC, but like the D-Box experience I just did was very fun because like it's like motion control, like amusement park style. Like I would compare it to something like I rode Star Tours when I went to go visit Disney World this year, and it feels kind of like that real sensation of motion control. Like you gliding through the air when Spidey swings, but like if someone's getting like punched, you feel like that bam, that ramble. They do a great job of like creating the continued sensation. Like if Spider-Man falls out of the air, you get like that sensation of like flying through the air, but then like slight like rumble move, like the air is like flicking at you from the motion, and then like you're like, oh shit. Nothing hurts though, but
you feel every single punch. Your blood comes out of your nose.
Sometimes Sam Raimi will jump scare you in the movie, and you're like, I'm used to it, but not if you're fucking moving. It's really funny.
That's amazing. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out next weekend if I have time. For sure. Where should we start, Nathan? A couple of shows here. Where do we start?
I think we go for our usual beginner, and that has got to be
drum roll.
Alien Earth. Yes, that was the Eagle. If you didn't know,
Alien Earth wrapped up its first season. Noah Hawley. I guess we'll dive right into it here. Noah Hawley discussed it with THR right after the season 1 finale. That this is a planned season 1 of a planned like at least 2. He said I think there was a 5-season plan that he pitched to FX / Hulu / Disney / everybody. It's interesting here. I was expecting a very fun finale. That's exactly what we got here. But let me pull up more of what Noah Hawley had to say, because he said it is a finale cliffhanger, wrapped up certain things, but the children have no idea what's coming. There are a lot of unique possibilities if the show was to get a renewal. he says he was really gauging, him and the producers are really gauging audience reaction to the characters, the storylines, and already have ideas for where they will go for season 2. And the end of the season 1 here kind of sets up a new and unique status quo going in here. But yeah, this is what I wanted. I really wanted this to be a multi-season type of show. As the season was progressing, I kept getting more and more intrigued by the character motivations, the thematic case of like, whose body am I in?
Yeah.
That kind of notions, the intrigue, the consistent intrigue with the aliens, with Morrow and with Kirsch. So I'm glad that there was a strong possibility that we'll get season 2. I'll be shocked. Usually for these shows, they give us at least an extra season. But my hopes were dashed after the Acolyte. So you never really know. Not saying that this is on the level of the Acolyte. It's not. But, I still like the show.
At this point, I feel like Monarch season 2 is a money laundering scheme. Where is it?
Where the fuck is Monarch? Yeah, I mean, a 2023 show. No, yeah, a 2023 show pushing into 2026 is disgusting.
What if it was 2022?
It was 2023.
When did Godzilla Kong come out? Really?
I looked it up. I mean, it's crazy how I think we said it was like November 2023, and then it just dives into like 2024. Yeah, it ended in January 2024.
Oh my god, almost 2 years ago.
And we're probably going to get I believe we'll get season 2 probably January, February, March of 2026. That's my idea. Okay. It's probably around the corner. But either way, we got this finale here to discuss Alien Earth. For me, Nathan, this is probably, unfortunately, one of my least favorite episodes to a very good season. But the more I thought about it, I was talking about it with Jalen initially. I'm like, wow, that's it. Because they kind of give us. I'll get into it as well. I think Marvel Zombies falls into the same. Marvel Zombies, I think, is more egregious because it's less episodes. But this episode, it just ends on a cliffhanger, and cliffhangers are fine. Like I think for me, plot cliffhangers are fine. The character cliffhangers is what I have a problem with. And I think have you watched Arcane yet? Arcane season 1?
No, not yet.
No. Trying to think of another show. Well, I can't think of it right now. But there are certain scenes where like Arcane, people thought like the ending was a cliffhanger. I thought no, every character's arc was resolved at the end of season 1, but there's a plot cliffhanger that was very relevant for season 2. For anybody that watched Arcane, you know what I'm talking about. But for this one, the plot cliffhanger is, yes, we have Yutani coming to the island, and again, spoilers for everything Alien Earth. You have Yutani coming to the island, and you have all the adults basically in one room together, and it's like, oh, what's going to happen next? That's decently okay for me. The problem is, though, throughout this finale, it was a lot of treading water with certain character arcs, and a lot of resolution that just dissipated. For me, Morrow and Curse had an interesting dynamic since scene 1, episode 1, and their resolution is solved in a decent fight that kind of goes nowhere. And then like they fight, they don't really talk that much, and then Slightly comes in, knocks them out, puts them in a cage. It's like, now we're in charge of you guys. I'm like, I wanted way more, and especially from Curse, who I was like the whole season, I'm like, what's Curse is up to? I get it. I don't have, this doesn't have to be like my whole theory about Curse working for Wayland. Probably not the case anymore. There's no mention of it at all here. But I wanted something from Curse, like some motivational resolution, like something along with his character, some scene. Boy Cavalier, he was kind of relegated to the lab. Curse was kind of relegated to the lab in this finale, working on some alien stuff. Fights Morrow. I mean, gets his back broken, and then he's just like literally laying there for the rest of the finale. And I'm just like, And then Boy Cavalier, we all thought he was going to die. I'm fine with him not dying, but
Uh-huh.
his resolution also, I think I'm more so okay with this one because it's like, okay, his idea was always about manipulating the hybrids, and more so relegating the hybrids away and focusing on the eye creature,
Uh-huh.
and that became his like obsession ever since the penultimate episode last week, and that was cool. But just like he nearly gets killed by the alien, great scene. But then again, for him, nothing happened. We have to wait to see like his reaction to how the kids are going to be under their control. So
He
it just
seems
felt
amused.
he seems amused because he's like, let's see what you got, basically.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that full sense of like fear within him unless he was like face to face with the alien. So that was me. And then again, I think the best resolution came from like obviously Wendy. Her arc comes full circle between somebody who's naive and wishing to see her brother to coming into her own in a lot of horrifying ways too. We mentioned it last week how she was willingly sicking her alien pet to kill a lot of people. Did they deserve it? Sure, I guess. Why not? But it was still like a bloody circumstance that her brother Hermit / Joe was kind of wary of. But they seemed to have come together in this finale. That was very nice. And I like her taking ownership of herself and others kind of put into this leader position. Basically order farming the entire finale, like run. Like I like seeing that.
That was really great. I like that.
Really, really cool. But yeah, for me, it was just like, okay, things are happening, but nothing really felt like conclusive. And I get it. This is a season, but I mentioned this time and time again. Like you can have a great season with a cliffhanger, but is also very conclusive as well. And this just didn't feel conclusive on a lot of different levels. I did like the eye scene. The eye scene was very intense, but also that was just like kicked away, and then we cut back to the body of Arthur, and that's it. I'm just like, okay. I wanted more, Nathan. I wanted more. I'm just rambling now, but what were your thoughts overall?
Best thing ever. No. I think worst thing ever. No, I think I'm kind of with you on that. I have been so engaged the entire season. Like every episode I've tuned in, I've just been like, oh my god, like they're doing so much of like elevating with the atmosphere and the development of the characters. I'm very excited to see where it all culminates, and then by the end I'm like, well, we're still here, aren't we?
Yeah, it's like we didn't leave anywhere. Yeah, we didn't go anywhere.
My excitement was like in setup to like escaping onto the boats and the setup of that and whatnot. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to leave the island and expand the alien to Earth. But we're still like locked in and presumably going to be like running torture chambers with the original runners of the island while the hybrids take over with the helps of the alien creatures, some who are on our side and some who are not, who are still out and about. And I'll be intrigued to see how that all runs. But I think even though I am like attached to like the developments of all the characters, I entered into this show to see how the aliens break out to like it's kind of like falls into like that issue I had with the later Jurassic Worlds, where it was like, oh, you have a promise of dinosaurs running all throughout the globe, and it's like they're not
it's just
really
one small area.
Yeah, it's either a small area or now they're endangered, now they're dying off, and I'm like, why did you drop it? Why are we still calling it world?
Right. And it's funny because you mentioned the island. We've been stuck in this island every single episode. We've had 8 episodes now. Episode 1 and 2 came together as one big premiere episode. At the end of that big premiere episode of 1 and 2, we get to the island. And I've always pushed back against people saying like this show is slow, it's sluggish. We're just still on this island. And I've kind of pushed back on it because I like what Noah Hawley was presenting on the island, introducing us to the characters. And while they were on the island, these characters would have like different motivations. We'd see slightly getting manipulated by Morrow. We'll see Wendy versus what was her name? Curly, which kind of went nowhere. In the finale, Curly is now best friends with Wendy, and like Wendy's number one now. I'm just like, where did this dynamic really come from? For me, Curly was an interesting character on paper, where it's like, oh, she was like teaming up with Boy Cavalier. Boy Cavalier is like, okay, I like your guts, so basically, and then he kind of tosses her aside. And in the finale, I'm kind of like, okay, what is Curly's reaction going to be? Because she didn't really do anything wrong here, but she's thrown in prison. And they kind of touch on that where she's like, what did I do? I didn't even do anything. Wendy explains the situation. And then Curly immediately turns on Boy Cavalier and is like full on Team Wendy. And it just happened too fast for me.
Well, in fact, Curly is on Boy's side, but primarily because she has that instilled favoritism belief that she is his favorite. But then Wendy doesn't explicitly say like, no, you're not, shut up. She breaks it all down of like, they don't give a shit about any of us.
Exactly.
So I see the Bridge A to B for that.
Me too. I see where they were going with that. For me, it just felt too quick. I would have liked to see a scene with her and Boy. When Boy comes in, it's automatically just like everybody's on edge and kind of pushes him out, and then you get the run scene, which is great.
Boy's so like overconfident in his self that like he has no sense of preservation. I feel
it's interesting, right? I think he does it when he starts stepping back when he sees the tides are turning against him. But,
he brought one security guard into a room of hybrid who they visibly showed that like, I have control to unlock this door at any moment, but please come inside. Like,
and he comes inside. I'm just like, what the hell is happening here?
So casual about it, and I'm just like, wake up, dude. I know. I think he's like Kirsch's mentioned. He's on like medication, like he has a like ADHD issues, but. Even so, I'm like, my guy, you at least like bring your android bodyguard, which I thought was a great reveal that like his main number 2 was an actual android, that he built as a replacement as 6 to replace his abusive father as a face for him to develop his company from a young age. I thought that was a really cool backstory.
That's a fantastic backstory. Not gonna lie, I would have loved to see that as a flashback. Not everything needs to be a flashback, but I think that would have elevated a 5-minute prologue to any of these episodes would have been cool to see him, basically kill his own father. And then that would have just like elevated this character who has always been, consistently childish in a Peter Pan sort of way. Like a grown boy, but who's also very childish, can't really grow up. But he's also kind of like the Captain Hook. He is both Peter Pan and Captain Hook, where he's like, overconfident, but also afraid and trying to manipulate these lost boys in a way that's very Captain Hook-esque. Captain Hook was relegated to like the Morrow character as well.
I would honestly love to get a Morrow style flashback to everybody who is presently locked up in the cage by the end in season 2. Get some backstory, like whether it's Kirsch or Boy or Dame.
I think they need it. And also I was very let down by Dame, who I think was probably the worst character of the season for me. Her relationship with her husband was solid when they were having those interactions in episodes prior about like the morality with what they're doing with the aliens with hybrids, and what they were doing with the aliens. She was always more so on Boy's side. Arthur was the one who's like, I get the hell out of here. He had a way higher moral compass basically. Yeah. But then Dame, this finale was just relegated. We spent a lot of time on Dame for really no reason, where she's looking out the window, jump scared, and then she's just talking, doing absolutely nothing. She still has no clue what happened to her husband, which is going into a season 2, which we might get like 2 years from now. To leave a character off where she doesn't really know what happened to her husband, I think they're kind of using that for like the fear factor of like when she next sees her husband, it's not going to be her husband.
That's unfortunate because I think they teed up good stuff with the character with her developing fear against what's her name?
Nibs.
I think because that even gets like a 5-second spotlight of like, there she is.
Right. So I was like, do something with that interaction. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think they could have explored more with that. I think what probably would have been a better course of action is because she does keep trying to rationalize everything under Prodigy, that if you had her aware of Arthur going missing and then all this stuff with the alien, have it like slowly start to chip away her perception and then start to spiral within the system, and then maybe she's like actually trying to help the kids like to actually get off the island, which boy is this uh pressuring her into thinking that she did. um everything going to everything going to hell with the security system and whatnot, but I think you definitely could have done more with her that would have been fulfilling.
That would have made totally a lot of sense in terms of her like unraveling and slowly coming to terms with like her position in like the social hierarchy of Prodigy, where it's like they don't really care about her that much anymore. So I mean, you know, they gave her like that security escort kind of shit, but like I would have liked to see more of her like unraveling and coming to terms with like what was truly going on.
Yeah.
But again, no, we just get like all these adults positioned in the cage, and then nothing really happens. I was kind of like most surprised by Morrow. Morrow, the best character of the season by far. Doesn't do much in this finale. He breaks out, very fun breaking out scene. It was him and who was in the prison with him? It was him and
Hermit.
Yeah,
Joe.
him and Hermit. Yeah, him and Joe. They make their way out, and then we see we see Morrow go to the lab, and then Joe go and find Wendy. But then we get to the lab, no kind of psychological discussion at all with Curse or anything, just straight hands. Cool.
I love how quick Curse
it.
was ready for it.
Yeah, Curse is like, boom. Yeah, I was like, oh shit. And then Morrow like breaking the guy's back against the table was wild. It felt so weird seeing Curse, this infallible kind of character, be reduced to something so like fragile. It was just very interesting role reversal there. But then they just fight, and then that's it. And then Morrow gets betrayed by Slightly, which was a great point of him. Like, you know, he did a lot of terrible shit to Slightly. We still don't know what happened to Slightly's mom.
Well, there was that moment, and that was my favorite moment where, like before he was about to get hit, he tells Slightly, "I just want to let you know I didn't hurt your mother," and he didn't care. He just knocked him out right from that, which is like deserved. That's nice.
Rightfully so, exactly. Yeah.
I do like the development with Smee and Slightly. I like the moment that Smee had with Wendy, where she was potentially turning on her brother for choosing the humans in the previous episode, but then Smee was like, "Yeah, but he's one of us," and gave her like a little hug. He's the most innocent of all of them, truly.
Smee is definitely the most innocent, and that was a solid conversation there, where I agreed with both sides there. Where, from Joe's angle, I stopped Nibs. She was going off on people. She tore off a guy's jaw. I mean, those were my friends. So it's like I just couldn't let her do that. I didn't kill Nibs. I just like short circuited her. She's fine, right? Like
she was very much fine.
Yeah, he didn't do like a kill shot on Nibs or whatever. And she's like, "What did you do?" I was like, "Calm down, Wendy." So I didn't choose a side, Wendy. I'm still your brother. I still like you. I'm still with you. I was just kind of questioning your ally. But then Wendy shoots back, also being like, I forget what words she uses exactly, but she kind of like goes against his idea that like of the system, basically.
Well, she starts praising the xenomorphs and the aliens in general for being honest and true to themselves and not being manipulative or trying to lie and be deceptive.
True. Because that's a good point. And then she went along and connected that by saying how aliens aren't manipulative, but the people that you work for, Joe, like the companies are manipulative, and they're constantly like, lying. And I agree about that. The people that he works for are constantly lying. They're untrustworthy. They're manipulative. You saw what happened with Joe in episode 1, where he tried to go back to his sister, and they gave him additional like work, which is just crazy.
Actually, I want to post up. We got a later comment on our last podcast from Draven. He left a comment on the previous.
Nice. What he said.
He
said Evan's always right. Right.
Yeah. That's right. That's in there. He says, I'm not on board with pet xenomorph. It's getting into Jurassic World territory. Emoji. Um,
with blue. Um,
right.
and I didn't mind it. I don't mind it, but
I
I needed some kind of like
I
reckoning, right?
I like it, but I think I wouldn't necessarily like it if it was a real human because it's an android synthetic body. I buy it more because she can like hit the frequency correctly to this other creature, and so that's what sells it for me. If it was just a human being able to do that, like Chris Pratt does with Raptors, I'm like, that's we are in sci-fi, but that's quite the fi of the sci-fi.
And it's interesting to me because, well, I don't know if it's my last thought, but I like that Wendy earlier was saying how the company is lying and manipulative, and like the aliens are not, they're honest. And I was like, whoa, I can't. I do agree with your point about the company, but I can't agree with like the aliens are honest because Joe was like, yeah, they're honest because they only want one thing, and that's to eat and to conquer. Like they're not really that complex of a species.
Mhm.
They're
And
here
yes,
for
you can
one
make the
thing only.
argument that like there are bad humans, yes, but like not everybody.
Yeah,
Clearly, there's different. Look at me and look at boy. It's very
which is interesting. There's a discussion to be had there, right? Where it's like
yeah.
humans are complex, and the way you can whittle that down is to like by communicating with humans. Humans have the ability for like language and like per arrivals, like whatever kind of thing you may have, differences you may have. People always have the power to communicate constantly and to like whittle down the barriers within ourselves. But for aliens, it's just like even though you can communicate with them, Wendy, not the case for a lot of other people, and it's just not a good look. So I hopefully there's like a reckoning with that in Wendy's pet aliens. Like I was kind of shocked in because in the last episode we had the little alien get loose, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna get that alien when it grows up versus Wendy's alien. Not the case. The little alien seems to
Still
be
small.
part of. It's still small, and it's like actually working with Wendy's alien. At the end of this, at the end of the show, there's like a
Looks parental, and I'm like, that's cute.
that. I'm like, so is Wendy's gonna be in charge of all these xenomorphs now? It's like just because she can communicate with all of them. I thought hers was special because it came from Joe, and she could communicate with it. But like,
I didn't think it was because it came from Joe. I think she just was
so,
able to
but is this
connect.
gonna be her power now? She can just communicate with all the other aliens that she comes across. Like,
Frankly,
that's
I'm still unsure why
where do we
she
draw
had.
the line?
I'm still unsure how she had a connection at the beginning of the season in the first place, like pre like growth xenomorph, like embryo out of the facehugger. I don't know what she. Maybe it's because she was just tuned into the frequency
I
based on
think it was
her
a frequency
default
thing.
settings. I guess so.
Yeah, I think it was a
Um, but otherwise, yeah, I think she's just going to be able to control all xenomorphs in the sense that because she can commune with them, and she at least has the trust of one that can probably like stick up for her in the event of others. I don't know if she'll be able to commune with the other aliens. It would depend. I also would not see why not, but that doesn't mean that they're going to also fall in line. Again, I'm very intrigued to see the development of the eye in the next season to see if we get to that advancement of like speech and a level of intelligence that boy wants to see.
1000% that's happening. But I did like that was one of the more entertaining scenes of the episode. The whole I v Joe v
Wendy,
Wendy of it
yeah,
all, and with the father newly announced synthetic.
yeah.
Um, I forget his name now. But yeah, that was insane. That was a cool fight that lasted like 2 seconds because she just basically told him to stop, basically in the mid fight. That
I
was cool.
liked how like sudden he like paused and like he froze like perfectly, but like his eyes could still move. That
Yeah,
was
that
really
was really cool. Really, really cool. And the intensity, I was like jumping out of my seat with like the eye getting closer and closer to Joe. Joe has guys 1, 2, 3,
Joe
20
has,
lives.
I was gonna
Like
say cat lives, yeah.
it's insane. This nigga should be dead already. It's crazy because he was so close to dying plenty of times. And
Yeah.
I was shocked, but I kind of very, very funny the way she just kept on kicking it against the walls, like keep getting away, keep getting away. But yeah,
Yeah.
but Joe luckily survived. I for sure thought like this episode's gonna end with him getting taken over sadly, but no, he gets saved plenty of times.
Yeah.
And the eye creature so close. The whole scene of it like getting close to him, he was like trying to separate.
Trying to hold
like,
it kept attacking
man,
through the cheeks. Oh,
that is unnerving, man.
I love the sequence because I would have done the same thing. I was like, I guess I'm hopping into the container. I was worried it was gonna lock.
Oh, dude, yeah, like imagine he gets in the container and then he gets in and then he's just like stuck in there. That would have been, that was insane. That was
the food tray
scene.
opens, so he has to like dart out again. It's really good stuff. I want to get your thoughts on the plant creature. We finally got a moment.
We finally did. Homegirl didn't. Oh man, like it seems to quite simply digest people instantly.
Crunching.
It felt like a Venus flytrap type of alien.
But oh my god, I saw it like sprawled and full on the wall moving, and I was like, oh, it's like I can only imagine it's just like teeth and gums underneath. Ugh.
So it's like fast, right? Because there's a shot where it's like crawling against the wall on one of the scenes behind the black woman, and I was just like, oh shit, it's fast too. And then just eats her up and just like devours her instantly.
Yeah. Which I think it also goes into an explanation from like I think episode 2 of why like Isaac wasn't attacked by him, why I just kept watching him because it's synthetic. There's no nutrients here.
Oh, good point. So yeah, that part was very, very cool. I was nervous that we are gonna get more from the fly aliens, but they didn't really appear. So yeah, we still had the fly and the one that crawl in your neck, the blood sucking ones. We didn't get much of those. Yeah. Those ticks again. But yeah, and then we learned again the smaller xenomorph crawls alongside Wendy's crew.
Just hanging up there with the door open. I'm just like, I don't like it here.
I don't like it here at all.
Kill me now. Like don't make me live with this.
Right. But yeah, going back to the eye, I'm really glad that the eye was able to escape. It didn't die. I was kind of nervous that it was going to get killed off there. But it crawls away. The episode kept cutting to Arthur, which I didn't like that decision. I felt like all you had to do was cut to him. I think it was like 2 or 3 times where it's just like the beginning, I think towards the middle, and then obviously the end. But I wouldn't have minded just showing him in the beginning. Because we know, he's still getting devoured by crabs, but we see it scurry away, and now, it's in charge of an intelligent being. Arthur is a very intelligent person. I don't know what happens to if that matters though, because we know the eye is already like just an intelligent creature by itself.
Yeah, whether or not like it can feed off of the memories and whatnot.
Exactly. So like, could it feed off Arthur's memories? Like that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I know they made it for like setup, but like I honestly think I would have just saved Arthur's reveal for like the final shot of the show, because
that would have been cool. That would have been
cool. Which I'm also happy that we'll get the actor back. Granted, it'll be like through. I don't know if it'll be like the eyes giving a performance of like intellect, but I'm excited to see how that actor plays it all.
How crazy would it be like if the actor just wears if the eye is smart enough to like wear sunglasses? Or some
That's what I suggested. I was like, I would love that to just like sneak away. No one knows.
No one
got to cover up these gashes and the hole in the chest. But like,
put a shirt on. Yeah, clean shirt. Because like the alien has to be like that. Those are some like social smart cues, right? Draven. If I got one complaint, is that I really don't know how the xenomorph pretty much like a dog. Yeah, we were talking about you, Draven. Right?
That was your comment on the his comment on the last stream that came in. We just addressed it.
Again, just to reiterate, I don't really mind that the alien isn't, or is kind of like a dog in this sense, kind of like Wendy's pet. But, I think I'm hoping for some like growing pains with that relationship, obviously, because like Wendy was full on like attacking everybody that she was coming across. But like this pet isn't manageable. Like what's going to happen eventually when she comes across other people who are cool?
I mean, it would be a really cool dynamic is like, the xenomorphs, if they end up making more, the idea of like, they're following Wendy and stuff, but then like, what if one of the xenos that burst is a queen and their allegiances turn? That would be interesting to me.
I do like that. I do like that. We do need some Queen, more Queen lore in
I
our
haven't seen an
aliens.
Alien Queen since like Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, Alien versus Predator, Aliens, like it's in some of the video games, but
Alien
like, yeah.
Resurrection.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
But
Um,
and the like makings of one through off-screen death Elizabeth Shaw and Covenant, but that's cool. David experiments, baby. I want to see more David. Bring him into the show. I just need David somewhere.
yeah, we need David in the movies. That'd be amazing.
That's right. The main antagonist of the Alien versus Predator movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the show. It just kind of ended on a very like
Come
underwhelming because
come
the
back
way
next
just
time.
yeah, basically just see ya. And again, the thing that's irritating is that like unlike the pit, which can air like 15 episodes and see you guys January, see you guys in a few months. I'm like, okay,
Wow.
awesome. Alien Earth, we know this show is not coming back until 2027. We just know that.
Yeah.
We know it's not coming back. It's not coming back next year. I'll be shocked because you know why I know that, because they haven't even started filming or having any kind of pre-production. They're still waiting on audience ratings. They're still waiting on
Yeah.
like ratings and reception, and it's been less than a week, so we got no confirmed
You,
renewal.
at the very least, to satiate appetite, do you think we'll get a Romulus sequel next year?
They are filming now, are they? No.
Not,
Do they have a
did they have a
director?
director yet? That's one. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have. What's filming right now? I think something was about like filming in the fall. Am I going crazy?
A fourth Predator movie by Dan Trackman.
Weren't they going to film something in the fall? I thought they said Alien Romulus sequel filming in the fall.
Maybe I think the story's set, right? He isn't directing, but he's producer. Fetty
Alvarez Alien Romulus sequel begins filming in October.
Oh, right on.
It'd be nice to know who directs that movie.
Yeah, you think they can turn it all around and release by the following year?
If it starts filming in October, for sure.
Right.
I want to take a look at the filming cycle for Romulus, but I believe Romulus started filming because I remember when set photos were coming out with Kaylee Spaney.
He posted his day one slate.
Wasn't that like 2024? Or no, the movie came out last year. I mean, it was like a year before the movie came out. I think it was like summer 2023 or something like that. So like it could come out next year. Mm-hmm. I would not be surprised. There is no Alien/Predator project set for next year. We got a lot of Alien and Predator content this year from Fede and Dan Trachtenberg. So I would, yeah, please do. So if the Alien Romulus sequel is set to begin filming in October, we get a sequel soon or a director soon.
Yeah. Do you know what was the release date of Alien Romulus? August 16th?
August, okay.
August of 2024.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he posted his day one on in April of 2023.
April, I said in May. So yeah, so it was like a year and a half.
Yeah, year and 4 months. So one in the third year.
So it's coming out in October. They could definitely make this for. Okay, I guess that is leading 2027. But there being no like Alien or Predator content in 2026 is kind of surprising, given the killer year they've had this year with Killer Killers, Badlands, Alien Earth, Alien Romulus filming. It'd be crazy. Remember the days we only had to wait 3 or 4 months for a new season? Right, Draven? Right? That's network television. We were just talking about Monarch. Monarch taking nearly 3 years is insane.
There was a recent comment from the Duffer Brothers who were like, "We like the wait, we like the event feel," and I'm like, "Stop."
Go make it. I love how they were getting shredded, because if people don't know what we're talking about, the Duffer Brothers came out like Friday or whatever, a couple of days ago from this airing, saying that we like the wait between projects. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, they were just saying like they kind of like the wait between projects. People are like, "Fuck off, go make a movie then." because
Someone,
that's what you're doing.
yeah. Someone had also said like, if I wasn't invested 4 seasons already, I wouldn't watch. Like, I understand. I too am invested. But also for the record, I fell off of Stranger Things. Like, I watched the first episode, a couple episodes of season 2, and then I didn't watch until season 4 came out, and then I just binged it, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm having a good time, and I like it all. But
Now we
God,
have
I
to wait
can't
all over
imagine
again.
waiting live. Like, oh,
Yeah, season 4 was like 2 or 3 years ago, wasn't it?
it
Like
was. I was in Jersey when it came out.
season 4 came out 2022. That's
Yeah,
insane. That's disgusting.
and now every like episode of this last season is going to be like movie. They're like, okay, but
Your audio cut out. What'd you say?
like now every episode coming out for the final season is going to be like a theatrical length.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be like 90 minutes, like 90 minutes to like 2 hours per episode, and they're coming out. They're coming out like, hey, the first batch of episodes is Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's.
That's stupid. I don't have time to spend 2 hours on Christmas where I'm visiting families and watching movies to go watch another movie at home with
Is
Stranger
your
Things.
timeline Stranger Things coded? Is your algorithm going to spoil you?
I mean, it isn't Stranger Things coded, but it's like it's movie and TV coded. So yeah, but my timeline is pretty much gonna be like watching that shit.
You're going to be 10
Spoiling.
minutes into a new character you like, and then someone's going to post their death.
Yeah, like yeah. This is the scene where Steve dies. Bye, Steve.
Yeah. We love you, Joe Keery. And it's like, don't say that on my timeline. Get out of here.
Right? It's gonna be
I hope he
all
doesn't.
over.
I hope nobody dies. I like these characters.
Just release them all at once. Like, this is, I hate the batches, by the way. Like, I'll get invested for Thanksgiving, then I'll be a month to watch it for Christmas.
Batches is such like a halfway weirdness. It's like either do it weekly or give it all. Don't.
Right? Like, you're Netflix, just own it and just do it. But yeah, the real quote was like, if TV shows come out every year, it's diminishing return. I like the build-up. Fuck off.
Wasn't like, aren't the majority of like the best shows of all time yearly?
Yeah. Remember when
Wasn't Breaking Bad yearly?
yeah, Breaking Bad was kind of yearly. Game of Thrones was yearly initially.
Better Call Saul, and Imagine.
Yeah, Better Call Saul for the most part. So it's just it was weird. But yeah, Alien Earth ends on a underwhelming finale. And again, kind of like I was offending the slow pace because I feel like we were building up to something with what was going to happen with Curse. And I don't need any kind of like monumental shift in the dynamic. I just wanted some kind of resolution. What was Curse like? Curse interacting like in terms of dialogue most.
That's right, Draven. You're right. It was like 220.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's crazy.
The last 2 episodes of the last season were like 2 hours at least each.
Which is insane. And I like Stranger Things, but it's never going to be like the top 10 shows of all time. It's a fun, entertaining show. The fact that it's just that and it's giving them like year-long break or multi-year-long breaks is crazy.
I mean, I will give credit to like that last season, like with how long it took to come out and make. I did feel like the grand scale of the story. I think it was started out like its normal Stranger Things space, and then it was like we're reaching some like big like levels of stuff, like culmination of like where 11 came from and whatnot, like the destruction of the facility, those different things, Vecna stuff. I like it all. I think they do a great job, and I really like the story. But like, yeah, the actual thing we're critiquing, the TV model, should not be like if you're making stuff like this like high level, it should probably fall under limited series, not like full spanning 5-season things.
100%, 1000%. So yeah, again, underwhelming finale for Alien. I wanted more for these characters, and again, I just wanted more dialogue interactions. This is one of those finales that felt like we got to pack as much events into it. So it was more action coded. So it was more like Morrow versus Curse instead of them just talking, which is kind of what I wanted. Yeah. And then it was like Alien chasing after a boy Cavalier instead of them just like having a conversation with boy. And then it was just like, okay, put everybody in the cage. I'm like, okay, and then that's just it.
And I'm sure it's going to happen next season, just with where we're leaving off the final shot of the island. But I need a lot more of a Yutani in the next season. I want to like develop her because we never have.
We never really did. Yeah, she was just a figurehead.
I mean, for like the whole series, like it's always been Wayland, but like I want to get the Yutani side.
Me too. And I'm itching to get more for Wayland as well. Maybe we get them
Yeah.
both. Uh, and yeah, that's what Noah Hawley talked about before we ended this discussion. Noah Hawley talked about like, yeah, the role reversal has been accomplished. The hybrids are now in charge of the humans. But in 5 minutes, Utani is going to raid that island. Their new position as power players, the Lost Boys as power players. How will the Lost Boys stay in a position of power now that Utani is coming to steal back not only Morrow, but just like everything that they own? How can Boy Cavalier kind of like scurry his way through that? Are they just going to sick the alien on anybody that crosses into the island? Who knows? So that's kind of interesting, that knowing that the season ends with them on top, but like we know them being on top isn't going to last. So
Yeah.
we'll see where it goes.
But yeah, I look forward to where it goes.
Exactly. So underwhelming episode there. What's next? Peacemaker or Zombies?
Yeah, let's do Peacemaker.
Eagly. And this was a fantastic episode. Easily my favorite episode of the season thus far. I tweeted it out. Season 2 has had its ups and downs. I talked about it last week where certain episodes of season 2, I think, I was wondering if the island's going to end up getting nuked. Seems likely. I wouldn't be surprised. But not immediately.
They got to extract the assets first.
Yeah. So maybe the end of season 2 now. Maybe we can just delay it each season.
I think nukes will be reserved for when xenomorphs start getting too overpopulative.
Yeah, too prevalent. Yeah.
If we're keeping the canon of Alien 4 going and the Earth being scorched.
Yeah, scorched Earth. But yeah, Peacemaker season 2, like I said earlier in other streams, season 2 has had its ups and downs for me. I felt like we were treading water a couple episodes where it's like episode 4, the Doors episode where they were like trying to flee and then find a door, and then the shorter runtime has kind of like hindered this season a little bit. But I think this episode kind of maximized what I wanted from this show. We're getting an emotional heart-to-heart moment between Hardcore and Peacemaker. Great, fantastic scene. We get Peacemaker, Chris, rescue sequence with them trying to travel to the new world. It was funny. It was entertaining. The slow build up to the crazy last closing sequence was hilarious and wild, predictable, but wild nonetheless. And it was still very entertaining and fun. And yeah, this episode just had it all for me. Great cameo from Lex Luthor as well. So it was just an all around great episode. I feel like the season's finally, full steam ahead at least. And this is kind of what James Gunn was saying. Like, okay, after episode 5 is going to be crazy after crazy after crazy. And I think he's really correct there, where episode 6 was just like insane. And I don't feel like every episode prior to this was treading water. Just a couple episodes here and there. I was like, okay, some good solid character moments, but like not fulfilling overall until this episode. And this episode really was just phenomenal. I had a blast watching this.
Absolutely. I was enthralled the whole way. I've been loving the entire season, as I've made clear throughout our streams. But yeah, I love just the development. I think at this point, knowing the twist to be coming isn't a detriment to it. I actually think it aids in like the suspense of it, because they lay like a lot of seeds, especially through Adebayo's different moments when they're in the other dimension. Like she was just like, do you think we should like go out and look for Chris? Like maybe we go around for a walk or something. Like every moment I'm just like, I don't know if we should go outside.
Yeah, don't do that. We know it's coming. Yeah, she didn't, but yeah.
Yeah, man. I love the setup with all this stuff. I think we got some more Vigilante to shine at most for the season, which was lovely to see. I think it was a lot of great moments. The whole build up of him wanting to see his doppelganger, and it's a great like lead up. The idea of like, how will this other Vigilante be? Like, what makes him different? Like, is he going to be a terrible person? He's going to be a complete opposite. He's like almost 1 for 1, which is a delay. They were both equally exciting. Until the big reveal. I actually, in regards to the reveal, going back to like, it was like off the cuff funny moment where Vigilante sees both of his parents on the couch, And he's like, haha, my dad's not gay in this universe. But like he's clearly sitting there with his wife, unhappy, muted because he can't be his true self in this universe.
Oh, really?
Um,
Was he like that? I thought it was just a
yeah,
quick
he's very
cut.
like muted and like they're just like sitting like so far apart on the couch, just like very just like whatever there. So I think like his dad is
Oh,
gay in
wow.
this universe, but he just can't be out because he'll get taken.
Well, I didn't even recognize that. Wow. I
Yeah,
gotta look at it.
that's just like a little like background detail, but I'm like, Jesus. Um,
Yeah, that's funny as hell.
I
Yeah,
also
I
think
think. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I also think like this is the best we've seen hardcore Jennifer Holland's
Easily.
performance.
Yeah,
So good.
100%. Yeah.
So good. That interrogation scene.
Yeah, and I think leading up to the reveal before getting to hardcore, because I think that was
Mhm.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Even in some of the slower episodes I didn't love as much, like I think episode 4, we get a good sit down between Adebayo and Chris, where she's questioning him about like, you really want to go to that crazy universe? And then he eventually does in episode 5, but like Adebayo has been a prevalent figure. And I mentioned this last week because we were going over like the theory that it might be the case with
Mhm.
this world being Earth X. I did like throughout the season so far, all 5 episodes, Adebayo has been a prevalent character as like the glue holding everybody together. She was the one trying to really egg on Peacemaker to get with, hardcore to get with Chris. And she's always been a supportive figure for Chris. So it makes it even more baffling that he didn't recognize, hey, where's the black people? Adebayo is your best friend. You don't recognize the black people, Chris? Come on. But that just speaks to his character.
Right.
And his carelessness. But also the fact that she's such a prevalent and important character to our Chris and to our universe, and for her to be like absent, dead, or whatever in this universe because all of what was happening to the black people of color, people. I don't even know how deep this goes. Like they're all Nazis, so it's like black people,
I think
people of color,
every person of
gay.
color, every non-straight person, straight white person is
Yeah, like
we don't know, and honestly, the whole thing's it feels uncomfortably like possible from people in our real world. This is what makes it so unsettling.
yeah.
Um, and I mean the fact that like we spent like so much time with Keith, and it's like, hey, he's alive. This is so great for Chris, and like he is such a like a warmly presence, which is like they do for every character here. Like everybody's so nice, everybody's so like giving and wonderful and kind to one another. It's almost like this world peace. It's crazy. And then he's driving down the street and like he screeches out the truck and he just gets out and he shouts just like one got out. And I'm like, oh, what does that mean? I got so like disturbed to my
Yeah,
core.
one got
When
out is crazy,
God,
crazy. And there's some like internment camps full of like all the other people. Like, what are we doing
give me
here?
get out vibes of entrapment. It made me so scared.
Yeah, it's very again unnerving, unreal, crazy. Um, I don't think I don't. Unfortunately, like, do you watch like the episode ahead? Do you watch that?
I did last episode. I didn't watch the season. I forgot about it.
Okay, because next week I feel like we're just I don't know spoilers, but just it feels like we're gone. We're trying to get out. Um, but I do kind of want to explore the dark side of this universe. I don't know
How
how
deep it
long
goes.
James. Yeah, I mean, part of me is like, if we're gone and now in this next episode, okay, cool. But I kind of want to spend some time in this crazy because part of me, if I had to find like a nitpick about that, even though I think this is a great episode, if I had to find a nitpick, is that like we didn't really get to see Chris settling into this universe. Our perspective as an audience is shown through the 11th Street Gang, where we see them trying to get to Chris's universe, and then boom, Chris is like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" Specifically, hardcore. What are you doing
Yeah,
here? We didn't really
it's a
spend any
couple.
time with Chris
Yeah,
in this universe. It's just like,
sure.
oh, I'm here, I'm caught, and now I'm with my friends, and I'm gone. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's just a couple moments where like he's either he's out with dinner with his family or like he's waking up with hardcore in this universe and everything is like peaceful and nice and it's like nice calm moments and it's like that little bit. But I also like just based off of the previous episodes where he has been able to comfortably exist in that world, it all pieces
true.
together for me.
That's a good point. Yeah, we kind of spent a long time there in episode what 2? What was the Sons of Liberty episode 2? The murders? Yes, 2 or 3, one of them.
It's 2 or 3.
But anyways,
but that also like retroactively makes me so uncomfortable for Chris that like he killed innocent good people of this.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he killed people fighting for what's right.
Yeah, that was kind of wild there. And we kind of called it, right? We're like, we don't really know what they're fighting against. James Gunn was purposely very vague, and I mentioned it last week or one of the podcasts.
I figured that would be like a big alarming thing. I don't know if he's just hiding, but like, I was like, if they get that mask off, if they don't see it right away, it's bad news.
Yeah, he better be coming across as like a small white man. Yeah, like, oh boy. I forgot all about Dude Imagine to be completely fair.
Me too.
I forgot about him. He'll be back next week probably.
For sure. But also the whole ending is very scary because like Ads is just getting chased by a mob.
I love you, Ads, but how are you outrunning all the people? That's crazy.
Well, not for long. They're gaining.
Yeah,
like
they're gaining on her ad. I'm like, you better get Vigilante to come help you out.
I think the only reason that like it cut mid-run is like either someone is about to save her or it's not looking good. I think she'll be imprisoned. I don't think she's gonna be killed.
You think she's gonna be imprisoned? That'd be crazy, dog.
Maybe with Juno Master and they got to break out. I don't know.
Oh man, that's crazy.
At the very least, we gotta like find ways to track him down. Honestly, it's also alarming because over at Argus, the other Hardcourt finds our Hardcourt with Chris. It's like arrest her, and like if I'm Chris, like you need to play along and apprehend as well, and just follow the trail, because what good are you guys going to do just on the run against all of this manpower?
But Nathan, that'd be smart, Chris. And
right. Yeah, but he's a tactical genius of getting through people.
He is.
Actually, he could probably clear that room if we're being honest. But
he really could clear that room easily. Yeah. But like, because everybody in this universe is, pardon my language, but like everybody in there sucks. Like he's just they're not the strongest group. Again, I keep mentioning it, but it took them a long time to cast the Sons of Liberty, and Chris took him out in like 15 minutes. So
I guess that's good for the fight of the Sons of Liberty, but
right. But yeah, so yeah, you would have to play along, but I don't think Chris is going to do that. He's going to be too nervous.
But also, we have another problem where Economos has spilled the beans too much to Peacemaker's father. Of like, hey, Chris killed your son. I'm saying too much right now, and I'm like, that's bad, and that's what I presume is going to be teeing up the finales. I think even if we make it back to our dimension, I think they're going to make it their mission to invade ours and get revenge on at least Chris, if not the whole equal rights dimension of ours.
I wish we had equal rights. I didn't really but yeah, I didn't really expect them to go into our universe, but that'd be really good. But going into that, there's a couple things I want to touch on. The Chris and his family stuff, but then I want to go back into the Hardcourt scene and dive into that. But with Chris and his family, what we've been talking about, I think what you talked about first was that, like, yeah, I think after episode 1 or 2, people were like, what if this is the racist Earth? Automatically. And we got the comment, and you were like, I don't want this to be an easy out for Chris. And I immediately like signed on to that. I co-signed that idea. I didn't want this Nazi world to be like an easy, like, okay, shit, now we gotta go, which seems to be the case. But I hope that Chris still has a reckoning with his decision making in the next episode.
Like, I think he got the start of it with this one in his conversation with Amelia.
True, but that was our Amelia. Like, you could have had that conversation in the other, in our world, and it still would have had the same impact.
Yeah. Well, I think the consequence of him having left already and like presumably locking the door behind. Yes,
for sure. But I also wanted him to, like, you killed their Chris. Granted, this Chris is probably like a racist asshole. But also, like, I want him to come to terms with not just Hardcourt and killing Rick Flag Jr., but also his decision making. And I think his we talked about this episode 1. his arc in season 1 was always about like proving himself to actually even be a hero. Season 2, now that he is or achieved heroic accomplishments by saving the world as season 1, what does he do with that hero label? Why isn't he still not getting this notoriety? Why does he still feel that way in his heart? Not only with Emilia, but also with like his family. He still felt like there was something missing, which is why he was so ready to stay even before he knew he was on bad terms with hardcore. The hardcore thing pushed him into this universe, but he was willing to do this when he was getting drunk in episode 2 or 3 when he went there in the first place, because there's like this feeling of emptiness inside of him. And I feel like him having a conversation, granted, I know these are crazy people, but like having a conversation, lashing out with him and the other Earth X brother that he killed, and then his father that he killed, would be very, not healthy, but it'll be very rewarding for his character arc. To have like some kind of like battle, maybe even heart to heart in a James Gunn kind of crazy way with these people that he's killed in his timeline that he will never be able to get back. He's never going to be able to have his brother again or his father again. And I think he's still reeling from that, because anybody would, from killing your own father, no matter how racist and bigoted he was. You know, season 2 starts off with Chris still reeling from him having killed his own father, on top of already killing his own brother years ago. He has them back. They're Nazis. How do you settle that inside Chris's heart? I think that'll be a big thing. And this show has always been very heart forward. You know, it's James Gunn. So James Gunn's a very emotional director. So I really expect him to really dive into that for Chris. Just for, you know, this season. Can you hear me? Oh yeah. I want Chris's arc to end in a more like heartwarming kind of direction for his character. So we'll see where that goes. But what's this?
Draven says he's still got the whole thing to deal with Rick Flag Sr. to deal with as well when he gets back.
Yeah, for sure. I think he has to deal with that, which I think would be very interesting as well. I think Rick Flag seems a lot, you know, harder to talk to than, you know, like Emilia Harcourt, for sure. I actually have no idea how that's going to end.
Well, I think Rick's probably going to face his own reckoning of abuse of power in his like pursuit, because he keeps like saying like, you know, for the interest of America, we need to stop the Peacemaker, and it's like, all right, man. Like, he's making a good case because of the use of the pocket dimension, which Lex just almost tore Earth in half with. But I do want to talk about Lex as well in this involvement, because I think it tees up a very interesting lead-in for Man of Tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Well, just the fact that they visit him at Belle Reve, which also funny, of the background characters, cellmates that Lex was describing. I think, just if I'm guessing off the cuff, I think he was describing potentially Killer Croc and Dr. Phosphorus in a context.
They were fucking?
Maybe not, but maybe he's just like spewing shit because he just hates the people he's surrounded by. Maybe just saying shit. I don't know. But
I've heard that quote a couple times. I didn't even think of Dr. Phosphorus. What gave that away? What do you say?
I don't know if he said firecracking skeleton or something. I'd have to revisit the line, but it was something.
Oh, wow.
I could be wrong. But beyond that though.
Sorry, did you finish Creature Commandos, right?
I did.
We talked about that, right? Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
Good stuff. So I think what's interesting here is like, obviously they can't just get Lex out of prison, right? Because it's just like way too much of an ask. But Rick offers him the chance to fix his public image, and I think that's going to lead in to the beginning of Lex's arc for different possibilities for Man of Tomorrow, because I initially thought it was going to be like, we got to break Lex out of prison to help us with Brainiac, which seemingly confirmed by James with the cover script that he turned in.
Did he? I'm so confused by that quote. He didn't really confirm it. He was like,
he keeps playing semantics with this shit, and is like, it's not really Superman 2, and it's like, stop it. But
yeah, you can pull up James' quote here.
I do get him saying that though, because I do think it's going to be more Lex focused. But Yeah, originally I thought it was going to be like a deal where like we're going to break Lex out of prison, help us, and maybe that is still the case, but um, I think I don't think Lex is necessarily getting out of prison by the end of this, but I do think his reputation might be swayed back in like public favor, and especially after he helps Superman take down Brainiac and save the world. I think the moniker of a Man of Tomorrow is going to go to Lex and is going to be his campaign slogan to run for president in his arc.
By the end of Man of Tomorrow, he's going to be running for president.
I think he'll announce the campaign.
That would be powerful. That'd be dope. I would love that. I bet we are on the road to President Lex. Yeah, Draven.
Exactly,
Nathan stealing Draven's ideas or vice versa?
But 1 second before he dropped that, I said
it. But real quick, James Gunn said, of course, I wasn't unaware that when I posted the cover of the script that there was going to be discussion around that particular topic, the topic being Brainiac. But I think we'll hold off from what exactly is happening there for, presumably a few more months.
James, you posted a brain, James.
Yeah, like what do you think was going to happen there, buddy? But yeah, I think I'll be beyond shocked if it's not Brainiac. Like, come on. I think it definitely is.
They'll probably wait to confirm anything until Supergirl releases, and they'll probably set up the seeds of like the city Kandor and whatnot in that.
For sure. But yeah, so did he promise Lex that he will fix Lex's image? I don't know if I heard those words exactly. Lex was looking for a way out, and Rick was giving him like, we'll get you to a better prison. And then Lex was like, fast forward to the better deal because that's what I really want. And then, off screen, he says like, before they get to the off screen part, he says like, I'll give you more if you help me out. But I didn't know if it was like help out his image. It was just like help out his sentence, presumably.
No, he says that. That is Rick's offer. Yeah, it's like his public image, his public perception.
Okay, and then there's those scenes of him like unlocking somebody too. Either that or we are getting Legion of Doom / Injustice Society.
We'll definitely eventually get that.
Sure. Legion of Doom seems way too soon for that, right?
Not now. No, that's way later. We got to establish other villains first before we can do that. We got to have a Justice League before we have a Injustice Society.
Exactly. But yeah, there's scenes of him like, I don't know where people found this. I don't know if it was like in the weeks to come of Peacemaker or something, but like, have you seen the image? Have you seen the images of like somebody also in prison?
No.
Am I going crazy? Draven, have you seen that? Like somebody, there's people online are saying like there's images of people or a person in prison that could be helping out Lex or something like that.
I did want to ask, like, as the top half of him was cut off and he was walking in, did you have any guesses who it might be before the reveal?
I thought it was Lex, and it was Lex.
Did. I was trying to guess. I was like, who's this white guy? Because he looks strong. He looks stronger than I thought Lex was a lot skinnier, so I was like, "Who's this guy?" He has a cane and a limp. Like, what's happening? Oh, of course, yes, it's Lex after the crypto beatdown.
Yeah, he been lifting weights in prison. But yeah, what do you think he can accomplish in prison here? Like while he's still in prison, what can you do to save his image? Just like, is it just simply giving him directions to the device, or?
No, why? No, I think he's going to give Rick the technology to immediately find Chris's doorway without it having actually being activated. And in doing that, Rick is going to use the power of Argus to fuel out information and probably just like rearrange, put the blame on somebody else, get rid of documents, different things like that will clean up Lex's image, feed a puppy story into the news cycle, and will paint him in a better light.
That like, hey, Lex helped us track down Peacemaker, that kind of thing, or Lex helped us save the world from another alternate Earth or something like that kind of thing.
At the very least, something like that. That is to say, I do wonder how it will go because I imagine we'll get a couple more features of other stars popping up because that was kind of alluded to before the season was coming out. I think Superman's going to pop up in the finale.
He said James already confirmed he's not in the show.
He is? He did?
Unless he's lying.
When did he say that?
Literally today, yesterday?
That he's on the show?
Not gonna be on the show.
Oh well, he's lying because ever since like there had that photo where David was in full costume with John Cena in full costume on set. I'm like right next door to each other. I'm like, well, yeah, they could definitely like do something real quick. I don't think Clark's going to be involved with like any final battles or anything, but I think he will show up.
I'm looking for the direct quote.
I also don't think Clark will be vulgar in any way like Lex was in this. I think it'll be his classic farm boy. Oh shucks, golly.
Yeah, he said Superman doesn't have a cameo. I was really upset that David Cornsweet couldn't be on the show.
Sure. Oh no. But you could take that set photo, right? Okay.
Why are we never trusting directors anymore? James,
Look. I respect the hustle. I know it's for the love of the game.
Has James Gunn ever lied to us though?
Yes, probably.
Like this isn't.
What
like,
is the Easter egg from the first Guardians? I still don't know.
Who's the Force Awakens director? What's his name again?
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams like ruined director responsibility forever. Nobody can trust directors anymore because of fucking J.J. Abrams.
That's just Lee culture, baby. You gotta offset. You're not the werewolf.
It looks like they're going to get the tech to go into the other dimensions from someone Lex knows. Okay, that's what it was. No idea who it could be though, because there was like a ton of mad scientist characters in DC. Yeah, Draven, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it feels like because I saw somebody like getting uncuffed, and I was like, was this like just the Lex scene, or it could be somebody else? So Lex could direct it to somebody else in prison that also knows the tech to track down Peacemaker. But the crazy thing about this all is like, okay, they get the tech to track down Peacemaker, but Peacemaker is a good person. So like, how is tracking down Peacemaker going to be relevant to raising Lex's image if Peacemaker is already on the up and up with the public? Remember that he was like Peacemaker that's like just a masked vigilante, crazy vigilante in Rick's eyes.
Although he'll probably just pin like the idea of like he's also using pocket dimension tech, which we know that's bad based on what Lex did. So they'll probably.
Do you think the season could end with Lex on the rise publicly, resulting in Peacemaker like being on the run socially?
I think at the very least it will tee up the possibility for Lex to apply for a realistic appeal, because right now he has a life sentence of like 260 years, like no chance of parole.
Give or take 100 years. Yeah.
So he'll probably get like at least parole chance, which he can absolutely pull off of like good behavior and probably bribery, of course, and whatnot.
Yeah. So that's very, very interesting. So I'm curious to see like what happens with Lex there. Remember, guys, as Ethan said, there's going to be more cameos in episode 7 and 8, presumably just the finale. But also
maybe it depends
maybe next week. Yeah,
depend. Like we said, like whoever Lex's asset pulls, maybe. And like I said, I'm pretty sure Superman is going to be in the finale. If not, maybe Supergirl. That'd be fun.
Nathan,
I don't know why, but like I don't know, anything's possible. We got the Justice Gang, didn't we?
I'll take James for his word. I don't think we already got Lex. We got one half of Man of Tomorrow. I don't think we need the other half.
Evan, how would you feel if we got a Green Lantern in the finale that isn't Guy Gardner?
Like Aaron Pierre, that'd be crazy.
Or Kyle Chandler, yeah.
Or Kyle Chandler. That'd be amazing. Just to hear them cuss and go and be in that Peacemaker tone. But I doubt it too.
I would love it. Oh my god, that would be Evan, if I got G.I. Robot to go into that dimension and just lay waste to the earth.
Live action G.I. Robot would be incredible.
Because he's like a tank now, based off the end of Creature Commandos. He's like a whole buff like armor. Yeah, he got rebuilt, and like instead of the skinny body, he's like this giant ass like Hulk tank.
I forget this. How did that happen again?
They just rebuilt him.
Did he get blown up?
He got blown up, and it was just his head left, and then they gave him a whole new body.
Oh wow! Yeah, I forgot. That's cool. But yeah, again, James said from the beginning, episode 8, the finale leads into Man of Tomorrow. Our questions about Man of Tomorrow will be answered in just 2 weeks. And I'm very curious to see what that entails. Now that we have Lex, I'm presuming it means either Lex is already out of prison, or like you're saying, it's like him. The process of him getting out is like clear as day.
Yeah.
Once we see the finale,
It very well could be where it's Lex is already out, and then I would love if that's the case. Then if in Man Tomorrow, I would love for it to be like Clark and Lex have been taken and trapped inside of the Bottle City Candor, and they have to work together to get out, reluctantly paired.
And I was worried because one of the big sins that Marvel committed in the 2020s was relegating a lot of important info to TV and not putting it into the movies. Wanda's trauma all on a TV show. Kamala appearing all in a TV show, then being a Captain Marvel, stuff like that. But I think Lex getting out of prison, even if you don't watch Peacemaker, which again, you have to assume 90% of people who watch Superman are watching Peacemaker. Even if that is the case, a villain appearing out of prison in the next movie isn't out of the ordinary in the very least at all.
Sure, but I think they're also smart that like his gateway to getting out of prison is Rick Flag, who was also in Superman. So
exactly. True. Yeah.
They could just easily do like film a similar prison scene, like piece that through line together, helped him get out by helping him with something. Now he's on the up and up.
Yeah, he'd be like, hey, you're lucky I helped you get out of here. Now, like just a throwaway line at the beginning of the movie can be very easy to do. I trust James there. I just hope he's not overconfident in how many people watch Peacemaker, because it is a very popular show, but it's not like Game of Thrones.
I mean, I was consistently surprised that like every audience I watched Superman with recognized Peacemaker. Yeah,
instantly left for sure. But little 10-year-old George watching Superman isn't watching Peacemaker. Hopefully,
that's true. But also, little 10-year-old George probably isn't that uptight about continuity. So
true. Are you showing your cousins Peacemaker, Nathan? Your nephews, I mean?
I don't think they know what a Peacemaker is.
If we do get Brainiac, this is from Draven. If we do get Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow, then it's going to be very interesting if we get the bottled City of Kandor, as Nathan said, considering we found out about Krypton in Superman.
Yeah.
How does that relate? What do you mean?
Because City Kandor is like a city of Krypton that is like shrunk down and kept. So it's like a preserved piece of Kryptonian history and like native. So, and it would also be like great for Clark's narrative to be there, because even though he doesn't have connectivity to Jor-El and Lara anymore, based on what their interests were, if that holds true, Clark can still have that Kryptonian connection, not be completely dropped, by connecting with his culture through Kandor and spending his time there, and the genuine people of Krypton who are good people, genuine people. And so that way we don't lose that duality of human and Kryptonian, and Clark can maintain both.
And that's where Brainiac comes from as well?
I don't know if he comes from it, but like I don't know the lore too much, but like I know it's a big factor there. And I think that'll also be like good for Kara as well, because she's currently in the depression state of like losing Krypton in such a late part of her life.
Maybe hopefully we'll get her arc settled in not settled, but like furthered in Supergirl. Draven,
do we have is Kara confirmed for Man of Tomorrow?
Not confirmed. She'd like to post on Instagram, which means she's confirmed. No.
Yes, Aaron Pierre is in Man of Tomorrow.
Right, he could.
He commented on. Well, he could be. Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he's. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not, but like, why not? I would be surprised if Kara's not in Man of Tomorrow. I know, right? He's our Flash. I would be surprised. Don't do that. I would be surprised
Jay Garrick.
if Kara is not in Man of Tomorrow. So, I know it's a Lex and Clark story, but if we're getting the Justice Gang again, and Peacemaker confirmed that, like, hey, when they called the Justice Gang, Kara was there too.
Oh my God! If you could if there was like a separate groups, and you could have Clark with Lex, and then like Kara with Lois, that'd be fun. I feel like they're a similar style.
You're
honestly.
Cooking, Nathan. You're cooking. Stay away from the fire. Brainiac's whole thing is that he goes around stealing cities from planets.
Okay.
How do you steal cities from planets?
shrink it.
He shrinks
Bottle
cities. He bottles them up. Draven, please
They
explain.
like this.
Please
There's
explain.
people in there.
That sounds cool. Like a snow globe. He likes snow globes.
We should probably watch some Brainiac media, like some
What's
animated Superman
what's
stuff.
yes? What's the most famous Brainiac episode of Superman the animated series?
I think in at least in there's a lot of different continuities of Brainiac. I think the one from like the animated series of Superman, like the same way style like Batman the animated series, is that Brainiac takes control of Lex and uses him as an avatar. I think Brainiac is like wholly a cyborg in that continuity as well, but or like he's a robot, but he's a cyborg majority of the time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But he shrinks them and bottles them up.
What I say?
Draven, you can't just say he shrinks them. Does he have a shrinking ray? Is this him in his human? Is Brainiac just like the image suggests that people online is just like some dude, some very smart alien dude?
Does he have training? Is he woke?
Yeah. Who was Brainiac's father?
Brainy Senior.
So anyways, I'm kidding. But yeah, overall the Lex cameo was great. It was really fun. It was super fitting. It worked well. Seeing Nicholas Hoult cuss like that in this universe as Lex was very funny. But yeah, let's dive into before we end discussion. Harcourt and Chris having a very heart-to-heart. This was the emotional heart of the episode here. Chris is longing for, how should I phrase it? Like Chris is longing for like connection, wanting to be with Harcourt.
Yeah.
Was very interesting, especially as she's also dealing with some demons. I think he had to come to terms with her dealing with some shit too. She couldn't deal with Chris's pain as well.
Evan, nothing I love more during a love connection than someone saying, I'm too messed up, and the other person's like, that's okay.
I don't care.
I don't care. You have to watch the I haven't seen it. I've just seen that.
It's a good movie. It's really good.
I
know. He's basically an alien that made himself into a supercomputer or a super AI. AI, you say?
Hey yo.
Hey yo. James Gunn going woke? No, I'm kidding. But I guess it'd be anti-woke. I guess it'd be anti-woke if it's going AI.
Draven, real quick, do you have a fan cast for Brainiac that you think would be fitting? Let us know.
Yeah. I think James Gunn is like king of casting. He's really good at casting.
Oh yeah.
If Michael Rooker as Brainiac.
Get Chuck Woogie back as
Everybody's been saying that. I would love it.
Because he's high evolutionary, so
nobody cares. Nobody would care. Just cover him in green skin. Nobody would freaking give a crap.
You could change his appearance for sure.
Nobody would give a shit, James. Please do it.
Apparently that like random Krypton show that aired on Sci-Fi did Brainiac and apparently did him quite well.
Oh wow, okay. That's cool. It's always the most random shows that are the most comic accurate.
Because they got to like pull deep in the lore because they don't have the main character.
Right. But yeah, you're right, man. I like Emilia coming to terms with, not coming to terms, but just like unabashedly being vulnerable to Chris. And again, we don't get the boat scene, but the boat scene again is referenced here where he's like, was it really all for nothing? And how come you didn't tell me that you were Rick Flag's boyfriend, Rick Flag Jr.'s boyfriend, you know? And she finally delves into their relationship to Chris. How did Chris find out about that again? Did somebody, was it Rick Flag himself, right? Rick Flag was he the one who told him during the interrogation scene?
I think so. I don't remember who. I don't know if he, because he didn't find that out in one universe and then come back to the other, did he?
Oh, that could have been it too. He could have realized it through there, maybe. Because he just asked her, like, were you two a thing, right? How come you didn't tell me?
Yeah.
I don't know. But either way, he knows, and I like her being like, yeah, you know, it makes it very difficult. And she's not. She still isn't like saying like I love you, Chris. She's still not at that level. But it
Mhm.
was a very important step for them to be very emotional, vulnerable, and just like screaming their true thoughts at each other in this very, again, vulnerable stage of their relationship again. Because he was still hurt that she, quote unquote, betrayed him. And she had to tell him that she did it. She saved his life, basically. You were going
Yeah.
to die.
And she would never, and you should know that. And I was like, oh man.
Exactly. And it makes it all the more beautiful that she was the one like pushing to go on this rescue arc in the first place. They were all like, "Oh wow, you really want to go there? Like let's go rescue him right now."
Yeah.
So it was very sweet. It was very sweet. It was emotional, and I loved it a lot. When Tim Burton was going to do a Superman movie, man was going to be played by Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken. I can't do it.
Christopher walking.
better,
Briny.
than, better than me.
Bottled City of Condor.
What did they just? What did they get James Spader, who did Ultron, just
It's a
come back?
great voice. Oh man, if they let James play true like horror, scary Ultron like in the trailers, I've said this for 10 years now. Like that would have been the best thing ever.
Best movie. I was watching some Age of Ultron clips the other day, and I'm like, man, this movie looks really good. Like
It does, yeah.
it looks really like this is not
Spielberg worked with that one.
like it's crazy. Because I don't know if you know RDC. I think I talked about them. RDC, the Twitch group, but they were talking about MCU fight scenes, and it was like either or, and it was like Hulk versus Falcon in the movie this year, and then or it was Hulkbuster versus Iron Man.
That's a great one, man.
And I was like, I would choose Hulkbuster versus Iron Man any day of the week. Yeah. But that just the look of that fight versus like Falcon versus Hulk. Falcon versus Hulk wasn't like a terribly looking fight, but
conceptually cool with like the limitations of the two.
Exactly, but Hulkbuster versus Iron Man just looked really stunning.
Yeah, like, even like beyond it looking good, there's just so many great ideas. Like Tony using different tech to try to trap him, and the fact that like the armor is getting damaged throughout the fight, and he has to keep like firing on replacements to lock onto the suit.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's sick. It's really really cool. It's really cool.
He buys a building to demo it to punch him through the whole thing. Like that's good stuff.
Insane. Age of Ultron. Good
commentary.
Will
we spin phase
in the
one?
Wheel? I know.
It's the last thing we spun on the wheel. Did we fulfill it? We did. We did Indy. We didn't spin it again. We need to spin it. Spin right now.
We spin the wheel and then we shy away from the wheel for months.
We've done that every time. Honestly, I'm still taking it back in the chat. Like last month, Evan was like, "We should watch Sky High," and I'm like, "I'm down." And I'm like, "Evan, you're not gonna believe this. 11 months ago, we did.
We already did.
Not even a full year went by. Go, and we were both like convinced, like, "Oh yeah, fresh, new, been a while."
Oh, that was great. So yeah, man, this was an excellent episode of Peacemaker. Vigilante scene was hilarious with him. Spider-Man confirmed to be in the DCU.
Spider-Man is fiction canon, which like that happens with every universe. Like
exactly,
Marvel reference DC and so on.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars is canon in everywhere.
So that was really cool. You know, they're best buds now. I like that scene a lot. Vigilante got a lot of great. Oh, the scene of Vigilante, his mom in Hardcore was hilarious. I was dying. That was wild. So that was a great scene. Economos ratting everybody out to Peacemaker's dad, as you mentioned, was very funny as well.
Yeah, the fact that Vigilante's room is just like full of drugs and money, and people were like, "Why do you have all this?" Like, I can't give it to cops. What if they're corrupt? And then everyone's just like starts pocketing money. I'm like, that's the correct answer.
Yeah,
especially Hardcore. I'm like, Hardcore needs that right now.
Hardcore needs all that money. Yeah, it used to be best friends.
My God.
Yeah, I used to be best friends with Vigilante. You know, they still gotta wash all that money. It's a lot of dirty money they have over there. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, well now it's covered in coke. So
yeah, you gotta launder that shit.
It started flying into the portal when they're opening it. I was like, no.
Right. So that it was just very funny, chaotic, emotional. This episode really, it was peak James Gunn.
Yeah, man.
And I can't wait to see what episode 7 and 8 dive into. But okay, what's next here?
We're hitting up the zombies, Evan. The zombies are finally here. Now, I think we're on two sides of this.
I'm surprised you're on the other side at all.
I was surprised that you were on the other side. Like I watched it and I was like, I think Evan's gonna have a blast, and you were like, oh,
there shouldn't be a side, Nathan. That finale was egregious. Come on.
No. I think this is a solid animated movie.
If I saw this in theaters, I'd be pissed.
I think no.
You walk out like nothing, and no, there's no conclusion.
That's horror, baby. But
no,
also,
it's not.
It can be. Just we didn't make it out.
Is that it, Nathan? Is that it? No more Marvel Zombies?
No. Well, so from what we're at right now, the creators
did they say
that
anything?
they did. They said like season 2 is contingent on the viewership of Marvel Zombie season 1.
Okay.
So if it does well, then they are going to go into production on another season, which is good because they have a story.
God. Okay. It felt like we're building up to them fighting Wanda, and Wanda wins.
You didn't expect it.
I didn't expect it.
At the very least, we're like in a subconscious matrix type situation. So, all right. So I think I'm mainly also comparing it to episodes of What If, and because it has the benefit of being 4-episode expansion, not just stuck in one 25-minute arc, that it's more fulfilling for me in that aspect. I think it's the best developed anything out of What If, comparatively, that we've seen. Say at the very least the Doctor Strange episode, which is very good and it's self-contained.
I would take the Native American episode of her episode better than this.
That was a good one. That was a good one for sure. I guess it depends on what you're looking for. That was a great one.
Did she have one episode or 2 episodes?
She had one, and then she's in the last couple episodes for the greater interconnectivity of the season.
Got it. Okay.
And then she gets half the MCU's powers with Agent Carter.
Don't even mention it.
It's high, and Doctor Strange is bad because fuck arcs. But Marvel Zombies, though, I think it had a lot going for me personally. Let me take the reins before you head in. I first off, just from the first episode, it's given me a nice tee up for Young Avengers, which I appreciated.
Yes. For like 5 minutes.
I'm gonna bring you in on this.
And they killed off Kate and Riri so quickly. I was
shocked at how quickly Kate went out, and I was like, no.
In a horrible death sequence too. Is like, yeah, I'm gonna end this. Zap. Okay.
All right. Well, in fairness, Riri is still alive. Per the cliffhanger.
There's a cliffhanger of Riri still being alive.
The very last scene, she's trying to break through to Kamala to wake up under Wanda's spell.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I was.
You didn't watch the last episode, did you?
I did watch the last. I was pissed because she was in the dream world where she thought she was with her friends. Right? That was last episode, right?
That's Evan. That's episode 3.
That's episode 4.
It is.
You crazy ass! I'm not falling for your.
Did you see the post-credit scene?
There's a post-credit scene.
Are you sure? It's Marvel. Go check. Go get the view up so we can get season 2. Trying to bait you into season 2.
Yeah, I don't think this is getting season 2. Like people forget.
Yes, it is. You're the first negative I've heard. Frankly,
there's no way I'm not the only one.
Granted, I'm not looking, but whenever it pops up, I see praise.
Wow. I'm not the only one because I tweeted that I was scrolling.
You're right. I saw Jalen as well, but other than that, you got in his ear.
I found me and him both were like, okay, I guess that's it. Good night. Yeah, like it didn't end on me being like, wow, that was a fulfilling TV show. It was cool.
Well,
anyway, sorry. Going back, you said Young Avengers. It did give me good shit with that. I do agree.
Yeah. And I think it especially helps that it is like the actors that we will be getting in that role. So I like Riri, Kamala, and Kate's dynamics really well.
For sure. Kamala is a fantastic MC for this entire series.
Well, I thought that was pretty cool. It was like two undead beings who were just stuck trying to kill one another, but can't.
Did they say Icarus was undead? They said he wasn't a zombie, right, or something like that? Or
No, he is. They're both zombies.
okay, I thought they made some kind of caveat with him, something like that. I don't know.
Eternal's rights. Thanks for using an Eternal.
Yeah, yeah. I bet he was like, "Hey, Kevin Feige, can I use the Eternal here?" He was like, "Sure, we're not going to use it in live action anytime soon, so why not?"
Yes, they will, Evan. They're coming.
Yeah.
You sure you're ready for that? Which I'll get to him in a second. Well, I guess I'll get to him now. Like, they get past that point, and we get introduced to Blade, which, like, this isn't Mahershala Ali, but damn if it doesn't sound like him to a T.
That's not Mahershala Ali.
It's not. But damn, does it sound like him?
Sounds just like Mahershala. That's some good reenactment.
It does. It's this cadence and like, like every performance I've seen. Like, if this is impersonation, it's really good.
Wow.
Hang on. Technically machines though.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
well,
there was a caveat with him not being undead. I do remember hearing that. I did not fall asleep then.
Okay, that could be the case then. Which like that works. That because he could just be a malfunctioning machine at that point.
It was something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But so I really like the introduction we got to this Blade. Like, I think it's important to note that I feel like there's like a sense that like because Moon Knight is an avatar of Khonshu, people might think it's not just traditionally who the character is. It's like it's the Moon Knight version of this character, and it's like they have the power set, but like if you look at like all three alters for Moon Knight, it's always the personality of the user of the powers, and that's the same here. So every like scene I'm watching here, I'm like, I'm not just like watching like a stylized, but I'm like, this is Blade. Like this is how we're probably going to perceive Blade in the films, and I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, cool, calm, collected, unintentionally funny kind of character. Funny and unintentionally funny in the way that like he interacts with like more normal people like Kamala. Like the whole silent treatment act. It was just like pretty funny at times. And yeah, like his physical, like the speed at which he was fighting against Ghost, I think was still Blade powers, right? I think Blade could have easily defeated Ghost.
I think he could, but I think he does also have like he has a Khonshu in his ear to help like alert him.
Oh, you think so?
If he needs to, yeah. He also says like Khonshu doesn't tell him everything, but he definitely has like an upper advantage compared to everybody else.
Was Khonshu telling him like 1A, 2A, 3B?
That's all right.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, Kamala's whole relationship with Blade was really cool throughout the series. She just had a great interaction with everybody she came across. And I did kind of like that for what it was, like the adventure of the week in this 4-episode special, where it's just like episode 2, you come across like the whole Black Widow deserters. Episode 3, you come across like, the underwater Zemo group. And then 4, you come across like them fighting Wanda. It was very nicely structured series, event, whatever you want to call it. I like that part of it. Animation was really cool. The brutality was really nice.
Tell me your thoughts on
was really cool. When I say Shang-Chi was really cool, that was not Awkwafina, right?
It is.
That was Awkwafina?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't sound like her at all.
Are you sure?
For me, it didn't. Like at the beginning, I was like, "This Kate? It doesn't sound like Kate at all."
So you're like, "That's not Awkwafina, but that is Mahershala."
1000%. It did not sound like Kate. I don't know. Maybe it's just different cadence. But either way, and that was Shang-Chi. That was the same. Everybody else was the same.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounded like him. I didn't like that the whole version of him like getting zombified, but then getting like paused because of the 10 rings was really cool.
That. Yeah,
that was really really cool. And I kind of like the Quiet Place Day 1 aspect of them like running throughout the whole zombies falling out of the sky. That was really really cool.
I love the chaos of it, like because they're like near the labs of Pimtech, which is great located geologically with Shang-Chi because they're both in San Francisco. The fact that they're like random humans have turned giant for no reason and so have some zombies, so like they're attacking them against buildings, and like just the chaos falling through that is really good. I love when Wu entering the story. He's like, I gotta get Shang-Chi out of there. I need to bring him back to back home. but then he gets infected and he makes a willing sacrifice for his son. I think that was all played very well together in the development of this apocalypse.
I agree. It was chaotic, insane. Wenwu, my guy, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, also Namor as well in episode 3.
yeah,
The
spooky.
Namor stuff was very, very dark, very cool. I really liked that a lot. And then
Yeah,
them getting jettisoned out into the water and Kamala having to protect them through her powers was really, really cool.
yeah. As much as like it still has the injection of the Marvel humor throughout the episodes, there's a lot of like great heartfelt moments throughout this. Like every like a member of the Widow family has well, they end up in like sacrifice moments, but they all have like deep reflective moments, which I really liked.
I wouldn't say a lot, but I did like the Yelena scene where she's saying goodbye to her dad.
Yeah,
That was really sweet.
I think Red Guardian has like a lot of great like turmoil experience, like in losing his different loved ones, and in this, I think David Harbour's delivering a wonderful performance.
Does he die in the finale?
He dies in the penultimate, I believe. He gets infected because he ate at the Asgardian feast.
He did eat at the
Yeah.
Asgardian feast. That was tragic.
Yeah.
You're eating tainted meat from Walking Dead.
Right. Someone had brought up that was a Negan move.
Yeah, that was really a Negan move. That was a pre-Negan. That was with the cannibals.
I didn't watch the show.
Okay.
I got up to season 3.
Good season.
Cool.
Yeah. What else do you want to say?
I think the ideas of the whole like undead army under Wanda is a cool visual as well. But I
did like that. Like they had a hierarchy going on there. That was really cool.
I especially love the fight against zombie Thanos in Wakanda. I think it was a wonderful like shining moment for Black Panther going up against him in the self-sacrifice. I was getting emotional because I was thinking of Chadwick.
Black Panther is the GOAT, dog. That was really cool.
He's missing a leg, but like he's running on like 3s.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's so good.
That was really cool.
Oh, it's Peter's
he
narration.
saved the world by doing that.
He did.
Crazy.
The best he could. I think the twist of the Nova Corps already containing Earth was a great twist.
That was hilarious. It kind of reminded me of like 28 years later. It's just like the other countries are like, sorry, you're out of luck there. But sorry, England. And yeah, it's kind of like, sorry, Earth. Like, we're going to have to stay here, stay your ground there. But what was the reveal with Thanos? Again, by the way, he had an Infinity Gauntlet. Zombie Thanos dies, and the outburst of energy created. Is that what like created something?
It was becoming unruly, and so like they needed a host to contain it, and so Bruce sacrificed himself to have the Hulk contain the energy, which is interesting because from one of the previous What If episodes in season 1, I think Bruce was training in Combatage, so like he was actually connectively like a piece there to work off of. So yeah, he got to this point of Infinity Hulk, and I think the lineup of the team in that final battle was pretty captivating. I think that was a good lineup. I also think it is very smart that they made Kamala like the primary main character throughout the whole series.
Me too. She was a very nice main character for sure. Easily the best part of the series for me. Spider-Man was cool at the end too. Awesome.
Damn it, that's an insane move. I did appreciate like the boldness of like, oh, we're losing, and I was even like thinking on like while watching, I'm like, is teaming with Wanda the actual way to win? Are we just like too apprehensive of like making that sacrifice, that leap of faith? I don't know. Obviously, based on like the glitchingness of it, it's like, no, that was a bad move, but it made me think.
Wait, bad move? What?
Well, because Kamala's stuck in a simulation. It's not real. They
yes. You're saying. I thought you said it's a bad move to
plug him into season 2, baby. When we get Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon again, let me get that Robbie Reyes.
Robbie Reyes is the peak. I miss me some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's peak Marvel TV right there.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I thought it was a solid special. I think it would have worked better. There were some sequences where I'm like, this could have been condensed. It didn't need to be 4 straight individual episodes. Could have been condensed. Could have been like an hour 20. I'm not sure.
It ends up being an hour 50-ish.
Hour 50-ish. Yeah.
Without all the credits and stuff.
Oh, true. Because remove all the credits. Yeah. That's a good point. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay, but for what it was, it's like I wasn't super disappointed. I was just surprised by how like it just ended just like that. Like I feel like for me, it would have been a much better finale if like Kamala gets played by Wanda and then just dies. Like that's Marvel Zombies. It's a brutal, crazy one-shot show. She loses, but now it ended. I'm just like, is this over or is this a continuation? Okay.
If they're stuck, if they're
left in limbo.
Well, yeah, it is kind of like that horror movie sequel bait, which like depending on like how you feel, like sometimes that's fun schlock of like the slash.
It's why I don't like. That's why I don't like the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, what the hell happened?
Well, I think we're in agreement. Like we like it until the last scene.
True. Good point. Yeah. Good point. And while I was liking this, like it wasn't the most riveting, it wasn't the most engaging show. I was falling asleep a couple of times, but like it was for what it was. I wasn't super bored. I was just like losing interest in certain scenes. But it picked up here and there. Again, I think certain sequences, I think I liked episode 3 with Namor a lot. I liked the Shang-Chi moments a lot. Like there was some good stuff in there for sure.
Totally. And I do like the idea that Shang-Chi shares his rings with Katie to give them both a fighting chance. That's cool.
That was nice. I like that a lot too.
Yeah, man. Otherwise, we're kind of heading into just like some classic Marvel rumor stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot from Alex, right? Today?
Yeah,
or this
yeah.
week?
I got a couple listings of from Alex from the Cosmic Circus. However, before we get
your best friend,
that,
Alex, right?
Yes. Unfortunately. Also, before we get into that though, there was interesting stuff in the development of Avengers Doomsday in regards to leaks. Not like plot leaks, but like look leaks of actors.
Go on.
So there were some images of close-ups of actors. Their photos were taken in like makeup chairs. They were getting ready to like film some like battle scenes, and like the ones that we saw were battle damage. We saw, and it was like these things where like they were like wearing like those like barbershop coats like you wear so you don't like mess up the costumes while they're applying the makeup. Yeah. But you can still see like the neckline of their costumes, and so like. A few of the names that we ended up seeing in those images were Letitia Wright in her Black Panther suit, or suggestively from the neck. Channing Tatum for Gambit.
He's making a name for himself.
He's making a name for himself. Apparently, he's switching up his accent to be less silly for this, which will be interesting.
You got to commit to the bit. Come on.
Well, yeah, but I think it'll be more tangible.
True.
There was also, I forget the actress name, but she was announced from Wakanda Forever, one of the Talokan. She's being painted up blue with her gills.
Yeah.
And then there was also a close-up image of Ian McKellen in a very comic accurate looking Magneto suit. No helmet on because it was a close-up for the actors.
Oh, the red and black?
Yeah. So that was cool. And
that's so crazy we're getting Ian McKellen and fucking Patrick Stewart. That's insane.
It is. And now the other like 2 points of the photos that I saw. One is about Doom, and the other is a character that we did not know was in this that wasn't announced. I don't know if you want to hear who that is. It wouldn't. I don't think it would sway you at all anyway. But
go ahead, Nathan.
All right. Well, anyway, it is.
Spoiler alert for people. Is this a villain or a hero?
It's a hero.
Okay.
Not a main MCU hero.
Okay. Spoiler alert for a non-main MCU hero who will appear in Doomsday.
Yeah, people were like even like questioning the day of like, is it AI? But like people are like running like through so many like decoders, like it's not. And it's in the same setting and the same like makeup chair and whatnot. But who we saw, spoilers, for Doomsday was Tobey Maguire in the Spider-Man suit.
Oh, they're not saving him for Secret Wars?
Or at the very least, they're teeing him up in this.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought him and Andrew were just locked in for Secret Wars, not for.
That's what I figured.
Doomsday. It's so confusing because like characters like Patrick Stewart and Magneto, I'm like, okay, those are easy Doomsday, or those are easy Secret Wars people, but they're in Doomsday. And then Tobey Maguire in Doom. I'm like, who are we saving for Secret Wars? I thought like all the people were going to be in Secret Wars, but they're just putting them in Doomsday. So that would be interesting.
Well, at least like some. I mean, we might not get Andrew until Secret Wars, for all we know. Hugh might not be in this one, but then he'll be in the next one probably. I don't know.
He was busy doing After the Hunt promotions.
Right. But yeah, I found that interesting, just like to get him in this one from the jump. That also kind of gives me the feel that like I think Tom Holland is definitely going to be in this as well, because I don't think you would just randomly have a Spider-Man without.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because like we saw no Tom Holland on set. We've seen him been doing Brand New Day stuff, but maybe he filmed all his Spider-Man films or scenes in a studio prior to Brand New Day filming.
Yeah,
maybe that's how they did it.
That's possible. They're also this is like the first instance on set today for Brand New Day that they're filming. They have an actor coming on stage and they're doing like everything to hide who's walking onto the set. We don't know who it is, so it's a high level actor character that's walking in that hasn't been speculated. I don't think
they're bringing back Sigourney Weaver from Defenders. Woo woo
woo. Even I'm like, I love Sigourney, but all right.
That was not a good character. Yeah.
But we got to see Doom, what he looks like. It's not just RDJ's face. He's scarred. Like he's actually like they committed to like he's a scarred face, and I think they did it in like an interesting way to where like it's not like obviously like you're still seeing majority of Robert's face in the scarring, but it's really interesting because there's like multiple like clefts around the sides, but like it looks like his entire face was like split open down the center and it was restitched and it didn't heal well. And it's like a major like gash healed down the center of his face. So like his nose isn't like properly placed together bit by bit like that. Not to a distracting level, but you see and you're like, fuck, Doom got messed up at a point.
I wonder what happened there. I wonder if this was a fight between Reed and Dr. Doom, or this was just happened through his experiences at Liberia.
Maybe, but I do find it interesting that like it's clear that Victor got slashed down the center of his face,
and
it looks good. I think it is a good like I could see like Victor seeing that and it's like I need to hide my face away. Like I absolutely see that.
Interesting. I like that a lot. So, yeah, hopefully RDJ Cook says Doom. We know he's going to deliver a great performance as he always does, but like
well, Shane Black says he will.
Well, hopefully he keeps the mask on more than not in this, at least in Doomsday.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'll move into the stuff that Alex was answering questions on.
Okay, yeah, let's dive into that.
Right on. Wait, German said might not get Wolverine Deadpool until Secret Wars. That's what I think, personally.
Yeah, I agree too.
Maybe
X-23 as well.
That'd be cool. User to ask, will the lore of the two types of builders be explored in Secret Wars, or would it be too cheesy for a live action adaptation? Alex says, I don't think they'll do that. I think they're going to like mainstream, just like Doom has the power to warp reality to his fitting. Instead of doing a whole Beyonder and whatnot.
Yep.
Will the Fox X-Men only stay for Doomsday, or will they also appear in Secret Wars? And then Alex says some will return for Secret Wars. So I wonder if we'll lose some in this movie.
Some will return for Secret Wars. Yeah, I can see
that have stakes.
I can see them losing Professor X and Magneto, to be honest.
Do you think so?
Given the age of those actors, but also you could do a thing where they kill off Magneto and Professor X and then just keep Jean, Scott, and the other older X-Men.
Sure.
We still don't know if Jean's coming back, right? At least for Doomsday.
Yeah, no. Jean and Storm weren't announced yet, but I think they absolutely will show up.
Yeah. Okay.
There was also a wrap gift of like a lot of the costume here, like all of our announced characters.
I saw that on the faces. Yeah.
All the costumes. That was cool. Okay. What MCU filmmakers do you think / hope would remain attached to the franchise long after Secret Wars?
Long after is an interesting question.
Yeah, like in the post.
Because I would say Ryan Coogler, but I think Ryan Coogler's done after Black Panther 3.
Well, this is interesting because Alex said Destin Daniel Cretton, Ryan Coogler, and Jake Schreier are locked in.
They're locked in for their one movies.
Sure, yeah. But then there have been talks with other directors to try and incorporate new visions, such as uh, Joaquin Ronning, Fede Alvarez, and Gareth Edwards. So we'll see.
What was the first one? Joaquin?
Joaquin Ronning, if I'm saying that right.
His name
Ronning.
sounds so familiar. Fede
Fede Al.
Alvarez makes a lot of sense for the MCU.
That's interesting. I wonder, like, what. Give him Blade at this point, man. I know he's good.
Hyper Joaquin.
Joachim.
Oh, okay. What has he done? He did Tron Ares in the
Okay.
Maleficent movies. So he has a Disney connection, and he's Pirates of the Caribbean,
Okay.
and Young Woman in the Sea. So yeah, all his movies are all Disney.
Yeah, I did recently look up his filmography because I recently watched the Tron movies and I was seeing who was doing the new one.
His name sounded so familiar. So yeah, I can see him definitely working with Marvel. I still wonder if the majority of Doomsday is going to be Avengers and X-Men pitted against each other. They'll fight and then they're mates.
I think you'll get one of the 3 acts being that.
Yeah,
for sure.
In a 3-hour movie, you can definitely do that. But also, what was I going to say? Fede Alvarez makes a lot of sense. But yeah, you mentioned up top the ones that are sticking around. You said Ryan Coogler, Jack Schreier. Who else?
Destin Daniel Cretton.
Destin feels like a lock to stay in there. Destin feels like a what's the guy? The Doctor Strange director. Michael
Scott Derrickson Michael Waldron, the writer of Loki.
Yeah, Loki. Destin feels like a person that they would want to do arguably a new trilogy. If Brand New Day is successful, we'll probably keep him on unless he wants to do Shang-Chi 2 like he should.
I think that will be next for him if I were to guess.
What if he hops from like Brand New Day to Shang-Chi 2 to back to Spider-Man 5? That'd be baller. But then I really think Ryan Coogler's out of Marvel after Black Panther 3 in 2028, whenever that comes out.
I think it'll depend on like he will have like the power to say yes or no, and like he'll just like if something catches his eye, I think he will because he can make it his own and they trust him to do that. But otherwise, yeah, he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. For
sure. And then Jack Schreier, I think, is going to be on for the long haul. He's a newish. Yeah,
he's newish. Yeah, I think he'll stick around on X-Men on the running because I don't think we're going to get like a Thunderbolts 2, but we'll get those characters in different things. But I think he's going to knock it out of the park with X-Men, I think, and they're going to like stick with him the same way Spielberg did well on X-Men.
I think he's going to shit the bed. Actually, I think Jack Schreier's going to suck.
You got me.
I'm kidding. Next question.
Ron, do you think we could revisit and or see characters from Earth 838 since the Illuminati were teased recently?
No. You said yes?
Alex said yes.
838. Nobody gives a fuck about 838.
Hey man, there's a whole other MCU left that in there that we didn't touch on.
So is 839. Anyways.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
838 just sounds so random now especially because we already have like the Fantastic Four Marvel. I feel like that's the one that's more important.
We do. It could be like multiversal revenge because like you came in and killed our best heroes. You killed the Illuminati. What have you done? Yeah. Are there characters whose arcs might conclude or who could meet their end in Doomsday or Secret Wars?
A lot.
Yeah, Alex said the multiverse arc in general is coming to an end by that one.
Bye. Our Logan, what's his name? Hugh Jackman. Bye, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Toby, Andrew. Everybody from the other movies, from the other franchises are gone.
Totally. Even some like characters that are from our 616, I think will also stop there. But like, yeah, this also tells me like when we enter the reset phase, we're not doing multiverse stuff for a while again.
You think?
Yeah. I do find it interesting like how like mainstream multiverse has become. Like I know like so many people have done it, but like I watched Peacemaker and I'm like they just kind of like throw in the idea of like multiverse in a casual conversation. And I'm like,
yeah, it's funny.
It's funny like how well you could just take that and run.
Yeah, 10 years ago that wasn't the case. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, a talking tree was a risk 10 years ago.
Insane.
During the Fantastic Four press junket, Kevin Feige mentioned a mystery film that was in development for the next saga, stating that it would occupy a different genre the MCU has never tackled before. He also used it in an example to illustrate that the MCU films moving forward would not exclusively be team-ups and crossovers, and that, like Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings before it, solo films in the MCU would continue. Do you have any insight on what this film is? Alex doesn't know at this time.
That's so random. Yeah, it could be anything.
It could.
I don't even know if I can know.
But the fact that like they're doing that and like going more solo stuff or even like tag team.
Once again, it's what needs to happen. I think Brand New Day is a prime example of what people want. They want a solo. Granted, this is going to have Punisher and Hulk and maybe now Florence Pugh. Like, it's going to have certain characters we lead into Doomsday, but like, I think Brand New Day is appetizing for viewers because it's like, oh, wait, yeah, finally Spider-Man that's just Spider-Man and not with a ton of other Marvel characters and is grounded. People want that. It's what people were so excited about Jack Schreier's X-Men. Like, yeah, this is what we want, a grounded, emotional X-Men tale.
Totally.
So we'll see.
Yeah, man. Will there be any Avengers movies in the future that don't have other teams forced in for the sake of it? And Alex says, not by the looks of it. I don't think that's I think that more so screams to the fact that like you're going to have at least one member on the Avengers team who comes from an existing team, because there's so many teams now. There's X-Men, Fantastic Four, Eternals, if they plug something from that, like all these different things. Like if you have like a member from an existing team, there's just like that's instantly is like a recognized thing.
To be honest, I don't think we're gonna get Avengers film for a long time after Secret Wars, because the next big event films don't have to be Avengers anymore. The next big event films will be X-Men event films.
I think we will get more. I think we'll get a lot more frequent than what we just did. We went on like a 7 to 8 year gap between Avengers films.
You think we're getting a shorter gap now for the next Avengers?
It used to be 3 years.
It did, but that's because we didn't have any X-Men.
That's true, but X-Men can be all encompassing in its own film. And at this point, I think what they're going to do is I don't think they're going to go like this large scale anymore. I think like we'll have an Avengers film, but like here's a core team, here's the main threat, and here's time for us to bond and breathe and develop as a family, like the original Avengers movies did.
Possibly. Part of me thinks that like you can't just do a casual Phoenix Force movie. That can't just be a regular X-Men movie. Like,
No.
That's an Avengers movie for X-Men.
Totally. I think they'll build to that in a proper way.
Yeah. I feel like those movies are going to be the new Avengers movies, in my opinion.
Okay.
As we get because I feel like we're going to be X-Men in this. For example, in the lead up to Avengers, we got Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. In the lead up to X-Men Phoenix Force, you can get X-Men movies. Then you can get a solo X-Men characters, second solo X-Men character. And those can be their own movies for all we know. Anyways, yeah.
No, absolutely right. Will Captain Marvel have a major role in the upcoming Avengers films? Alex says, to my understanding, yes. It's good to hear.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yes, right. All right. Since cosmic storylines are going to be an important part of the MCU going forward, will Carol Danvers be recast, killed off, or replaced by Monica Rambeau / Kamala Khan after Secret Wars, since her future has been marred by the Marvels, which sadly flopped? Alex says, no, that's not something I see happening for Carol.
Yeah. Brie Larson is so fucking great. People forget she's like an Academy Award-winning actress. The MCU kind of flopped with her with the Marvels, but like she still has a lot of a lot of stuff to do. I love Captain Marvel as a character, so I wouldn't mind her interacting more with the other characters. We need to see that.
She's so fun. Her whole dynamic in the Marvels with Monica and Kamala is so fun.
That's what I want from her and other Marvel characters. Yeah,
totally. What's the status on Young Avengers / Champions? Will they appear in Doomsday? Alex says, insert scarred Haley Steinfeld nod here. So I think he's saying yes.
Scarred Haley Steinfeld.
Like, yeah, her and Hawkeye, I guess there's a gif of her going like doing a nod. So I think yes.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get through the fluff piece.
Is this also the article that talked about like the 80% reboot thing? Is this where is that where that line came from?
I don't remember.
There was a line going around that like Kevin Feige said something about like at the end of Secret Wars it would be like 80% of the same, but then like 20% would be different, something like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which
It's a big one here. With the X-Men Avengers recast, i.e., Stark, New Avengers, Fantastic Four, Midnight Suns, Annihilation, Wakanda, all intended to be major parts of the next phase/saga. I'm really curious about where the champions fit in all this. Early last year, Nexus Point News announced that Rachna Fruchbaum was hired to write and showrun a champion series. However, with Kevin Feige just telling Variety they'll be releasing one live-action show a year starting in 2027. I wonder if you think the show will come to fruition, be converted to a film, or never see the light of day. I can easily see a world where instead of becoming an official team, Kate becomes an Avenger, Kamala hangs with the mutants, and Riri gets caught up with the Midnight Suns and Mephisto. And Alex says, I want to start by saying that I trust Nexus Point News reporting, and they've been very accurate as of late, so no need to doubt what they say. Additionally, yeah, the Young Avengers project is very much a thing. I don't know if it's the one that will be airing in 2027, but that they'll link up, they will.
Yeah. 2027, it has to happen sooner than later. They're not getting any younger.
While they're still kids, yeah.
Yeah, come on. Haley's about to be my age. She's like 28, 27.
Haley's already an adult in the Hawkeye show. So
yeah, so hurry it up.
Yeah. She's older than Spider-Man, I would say.
Yep.
Is it still expected that Kate and Kamala will have some sort of role in the two Avengers movies? I would presume Kamala would have a bigger role than Kate due to the end of the Marvels. And Alex said, I'd say equal amounts. They're co-leaders of the team.
Oh, Kate being co-leaders of the champions.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Is there anything you could share about either Hawkeye Season 2 or Champions TV shows to keep us Kate Young Avengers fans going? He says Kate Bishop is going to be one of the main heavy hitters of the next saga as a leader of the Young Avengers.
Wow.
Love to hear that.
Making use of Haley Steinfeld, one of the best young actresses growing up. Please. I would love that. And
she's amazing in the role.
Haley Steinfeld's incredible in everything. Everybody go watch Edge of 17. So yeah, I would love for her to be a powerful figure moving forward within the Marvel. I would also see Daphne Keane be very pivotal for the future.
Yes. Dude, she would be so fun. Even if she's not like rocking with the X-Men, like if she was around Young Avengers, like that would be fun.
That's the beauty of Daphne Keane. Laura Kinney, sorry, the character. Laura can go between. She was in the X-Men. She was in the Avengers. That was not Avengers, but she was with the Young Avengers, I think, for a time. Maybe it was West Coast. But she was with the Young Avengers sometime in the early 2000s. She got her first solo run. Then she was in X-Force for a while. Wolverine did not like that. But she was in X-Force. She was in Young Avengers for a bit. Then she teamed up with the recently rebooted X-Men who came back from the past and were in the present. Because she had a thing with Bobby. And now she has her own run post Wolverine's death. So, I would love for Laura to have a bigger figure. Figure. I still think Secret Invasion should have been an Avengers movie, but alas.
Yeah, because you for it to have that impact, you need the wider universe to.
You need a bigger scale for sure.
That could have been 2 parts in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. All right. So user said, I really loved getting into Cassie Lang's character in comics after the third Ant-Man movie, but I know the reception was poor. Is there any word on how Feige, the higher ups, feel about her as a character, like significant reworks or changes to her or anything?
She's the third main character, right, of the champions.
Yeah, it feels like among every champion so far, she's got the least word on anything regarding her future. And Alex says, I'd argue the opposite. Cassie is the third person Kamala and Kate recruit.
Yeah, that's what I found that quote. Yeah. It goes Cassie, or it goes Kate, Kamala, Cassie, then probably Riri if they wanted to.
Yeah. I like this question. What is the timeline order of these projects? Daredevil, Born Again, Seasons 1, 2, The Punisher Special, and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Alex says it goes Born Again Season 1, The Punisher Special close to Season 2 of Daredevil. Then you get Daredevil Season 2, and then Brand New Day.
Oh, so the Punisher Special in February? Because isn't Daredevil Season 2 in March? Did they announce a release date for Daredevil season 2? Or maybe I'm just thinking they're going to do the season 1 release date.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on
But
that.
we know Brand New Day is in July, so we know
Or it's
Born
in
Again season 2.
it's in August or September. It's in July.
Yes, the last week of July, like July 31st.
Didn't it move? It moved closer to Doomsday. Isn't it like September now?
What? Brand New Day?
I thought so.
Since when?
That was a big thing we reported. Whereas like they pushed it a little farther, and I was like, hey, maybe they can film extra stuff for Doomsday.
It still says July 31st. Yeah, July 31st. July 31st. I'm not going crazy. Yeah, I can't find anything else.
We reported on this, I swear.
I don't think we did. Oh, they moved up Beyond the Spider-Verse.
It's not what I'm talking about.
In 2027. But also, I think it was originally July 24th, but now it's July 31st. Maybe that's it. It's still in July, but either way, I always figured Brand New Day was going to have a spring release date. So Brand New Day, I figured Born Again season 2 would have a spring release date. So April, May at the very latest, and then Born Again come out in March. Originally,
was it? I thought,
because remember, it's supposed to come out later this year. It's supposed to come out in December. No. Doomsday was always going to be. I forget because they kept delaying these movies.
No. Now I'm remembering. Now I remember. Doomsday was set to release like in the summer before Spider-Man, and then it got pushed to December. So now, that's where I got tripped up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways.
Given Feige's mention of the street-level corner of the MCU, other than the Punisher, what types of connections between Daredevil, Born Again, and Spider-Man should we expect? Alex says, Kingpin's rule of law and how it affects Spider-Man as a hero will be showcased. Also, J. Jonah Jameson, not the biggest fan of Kingpin. Sure, he agrees with the politics, but he sees through his web of lies. So let's just say we're going to get more Jameson.
That's good. I like that. More Dave Jameson outside of the podcast, not outside of billboards, would be nice.
Yeah.
I would like that.
Totally. Do you think Marvel regrets deciding do you think Marvel regrets deciding to canonize the Netflix shows in the MCU? Just asking this since you mentioned on Discord a while back that Disney wasn't really impressed by the performance of Born Again Season 1. Alex says, when I said they weren't impressed, that was back before the project was overhauled and reshot, and I don't think they regret canonizing it because, if anything, they doubled down on it in seasons 2 and 3.
Yeah. I feel like we saw how happy Marvel was at the reception of the finale. The finale was well received. Days later, season 2 was greenlit, or it was already greenlit, but like season 2 was like heavily promoted already at the onset of season 1, and then now they're already talking about season 3. I think they are very, very happy with the direction that they went on. Yeah,
absolutely. And now that Michael Waldron is involved with Avengers Doomsday, are the events of that film the bill coming due, to paraphrase Mordo's quote for Doctor Strange, and his actions throughout the multiverse saga? Alex says that's not what Mordo had intended when he said that. That's still one of the biggest loose threads of the MCU that is yet to handle. Mordo is becoming an all-powerful sorcerer by using forbidden magic to take away the magic from the other sorcerers, and yet somehow nothing of note has happened since then. Yeah. Where the hell did he dip? So yeah, that's still.
Didn't he die?
No, he was planned to be killed in the original draft of Multiverse of Madness.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
But also, the one we saw in Multiverse of Madness was a variant and wasn't the original Mordo. So
that was a variant.
Yeah, that was from Earth 838.
Okay. I've seen Multiverse of Madness one time. So I forget.
I've seen it more than you.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Will we see the Fantastic Four split up in Doomsday? Not as in the team disbanding, but with half the team working with one group while the other half works with another.
Yes.
And Alex says not until the end.
Oh, not until the end. Damn it. Okay.
Now, I think it would be intriguing dynamic-wise to not have the pairings you'd expect. So I think the pairing should be Reed and Johnny and Sue and Ben.
That makes sense. I would like that.
Because it would be really easy for it to be Johnny and Ben, or like Johnny and Sue because they're siblings, and or Reed and Sue. Like it's too easy. I feel like.
I agree. Yeah.
Could we see Galactus guarding Doom's castle in Secret Wars? Alex has no clue.
No.
Will the Council of Reeds be shown for the first time in the MCU? Alex says there
No.
is a possibility of this happening, yes.
No chance.
You don't think they're going to do Council of Reeds this one time that they could do it?
No.
It could just be 500 pages.
Too many pages for everybody to handle.
I think they'll do that into the sense of like they might just have like
a little joke.
3 Mr. Fantastic. That you could get Miles Teller and Ian Gruffo back.
Yeah, you could.
Draven saying,
I've only seen Doctor Strange 2 once. 45 years behind.
You should see it again. It's great. Anyway, is the rumored Silver Surfer project still in development? Alex says I have nothing of note to report on that currently.
I forgot that was a project. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then moving along here with some other bits. We're almost done, guys. Why are the Hulk rights so complicated? Alex says greedy companies.
Yeah, there's still a lot of intermingling with the companies. It's never going to be easy.
That's true. Can you tease us with anything new about Savage Hulk / Bruce Banner in Spider-Man Brand New Day or Doomsday?
Oh yeah,
Alex says Hulk is scarier than ever before. He might even kill someone.
Cap. I made a quote tweet about this. I was like, Cap, you're not killing anybody in these movies.
All right, Mister. I watched Age of Ultron clips. Go watch that again.
he goes off. Does he kill anybody? I don't think so.
There's a lot of fucking terror in their eyes.
A lot of terror. You're right. He's literally clawing at somebody's car. But I think there's no way he kills somebody. Alex, get out of here.
He definitely killed some people in the battle in New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay. World War Hulk / Planet Hulk. Any plans for anything involving the Jolly Green Giant post Secret Wars? Alex is still in development.
Yeah, I just don't know what they're going to play with Hulk after Secret Wars. I don't know.
What's great about like the idea of the timeline reset is like you really could just like reset how we explore Hulk, like clean slate.
Yeah,
which
just
is
give him a fresh reboot, which is necessary.
Totally. Will Hulk and Namor finally get their own solo movies? Alex says not yet.
Nobody wants those either. Those won't sell.
I don't know about Namor. I think we have to see him more to become more of a favorite, but I think he was a standout in Wakanda Forever. I don't know about a solo project, but
and Namor solo project won't sell. Hulk could easily sell, yeah, but that's harder. Again, it's harder to get.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't even does Namor have solo series often in comics.
And Namor solo movies it's something the Sony movies would do. Like give Namor a spin-off movie. Nobody would want that.
I think they just asked because I think Universal also has those like standalone rights, but like nobody's really making that. It's all about Hulk.
Exactly.
He's a great supporting character though. With the recent success the past couple years with horror movies at the box office and critically, is Marvel going to sort of see that and really go in with the genre, i.e. Blade, Midnight Suns, etc., after dipping their toes into it with certain entries? Alex says, yep, that's an aspect they'll dive into in the next saga. It's exciting.
I like that a lot. That makes a lot of sense, for sure. Yeah. More supernatural.
At this rate, I would just wait for Blade for the reset.
Yeah.
It's
too late now.
Right. Any new Moon Knight crumbs or kind of still in the same state of possibly being in Midnight Suns? And he says same state.
Yeah. I don't think he's... The state was no season 2, but he will appear in Midnight Suns. And
right on.
We have no word on Midnight Suns yet, so
true.
Wait and see.
Will the Punisher special have any references to Spider-Man, since it looks like it will take place before Brand New Day? He says it establishes how he gets to where he is when Brand New Day kicks off.
Yeah, again, it's never going to be referencing Brand New Day if it takes place beforehand. Brand New Day would reference it, maybe.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Are we going to get a Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Punisher team up? Alex says in the future with more characters, sure.
Yeah, inevitable.
Yeah. Will Tom Holland Spider-Man make his own tech and gadgets in future projects? Alex says, yep. Do you see... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
In that connected to the quote, I think it was from this article, where his costume is similar to Tom Holland's or to Toby and Andrew's. Was that in this article as well?
I don't know if it's in this one, but I do know what you're talking about. And we had also like previously reported that he's making his own stuff in this. Do you see them acknowledging in terms of plot sense that the symbiote left behind in the MCU is actually from another universe? Alex says, I don't think so, but maybe.
I think me and you both said like they're going to forget that ever happened.
I think this was asked before. It was like, it is like canonically from a different universe, but it's not something they're really going to like worry about. It's just like how it's affecting the here and now.
Exactly.
Is the version of Brand New Day we're getting the version where Tom and Zendaya were very excited reading the script of? Alex says yes.
Yeah, no. They really like the last passing and then they fucked it over. Yeah, no.
Right. Can you elaborate on what you said regarding Sony requesting something in exchange for giving Marvel what they wanted to do with Brand New Day, something that keeps doors open? Alex responded with a black heart emoji. Now, I don't know if that means anything, but there is a character named Blackheart in the Marvel Universe who was the villain of the first Ghost Rider movie that Sony made. I don't know if that's anything, but
they said, "Hey, get Ghost Rider."
I don't know. Maybe they could use Ghost Rider and the Spidey. Who knows? They have stories.
What was the question again?
Can you elaborate on what you said regarding Sony requesting something in exchange for giving Marvel what they wanted to do with Brand New Day? I think in the sense of like letting them do Grounded instead of Multiverse.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll never
know. We might know. Is the 616 Norman Osborn Green Goblin still planned to fight Tom Spider-Man? Alex says eventually, probably post-reset.
Oh, Norman Osborn. Okay, yeah. I thought you meant the actor. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, post-reset. I probably missed it, but if someone asked if Born Again will be brought up in Brand New Day. Again, I don't think the event of Born Again, but like the Kingpin stuff will be.
At the very least, the Fisk's Vigilante Task Force stuff is something that Jameson is against.
Yeah, that'll be that's more broader picture.
Or he's for it, but like he recognizes who Kingpin actually is.
That's easier, broader stuff that can easily be fit into the other movies. Everything else, all the small scale stuff, is not going to be mentioned.
Yeah. Could you please give us a clue who is going to be the main villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day? Recent discoveries have made it seem that Alistair Smythe / the Spider Slayer could be the big villain based on mood board leaks from Pinterest. Alex says it's simpler, meaner, badder, and even Tom Holland technically spoiled it in an interview. I don't know what that's referring to personally, but recently we got casting confirmation of Tombstone in this.
We did. Tombstone's coming on board, which is very nice. John Roca recently went on a podcast and said like the main villain is a female shapeshifter. Don't know if that's true or not. Roca's sources are hit and miss at times, but
yeah,
that could be a thing.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have some new information about Beyond the Spider-Verse? And he says,
it's going to be a masterpiece. We know that. Come on.
He starts quoting the lyrics. I would walk 5,500 miles. I will walk 500 more. I don't know.
Will walk 5,000.
Yeah, which if I were to read between the lines, I think that's telling us we're going to get other variants of miles in this Spider-Verse. That's what that tells me.
Yeah, probably. Hopefully not too much. Just stick with
Council of Miles.
Earth. What was it? Earth 47 miles. What's the guy?
42.
42 miles and our miles. Just keep it cool. Keep it cool.
1610, baby.
Yeah, I think the directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller talked about more miles. And more Gwen. I think. Did they say that? I think more alternate Gwens in the next one. I think that
maybe
was
at the very least we're gonna get another Spider Gwen in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man next year.
Oh yeah, for sure. That too. Oh yeah, they also announced we get that yearly now.
Yes, Marvel Animation is doing stuff yearly, that's great news.
That's get yearly X-Men 97 and yearly Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Peak. Thank you.
Good. Good.
Yeah, right, Duffer Brothers.
I love it.
Let's do like two more. I gotta go soon.
Right on. Do we know why Thor was crying? I honestly think it was a gag. Okay, no, this is the stuff I wanted to touch. The Vision Quest stuff. When in 2026 do you think Vision Quest will release? He says it'll be between Brand New Day and Doomsday, so mid to late 2026.
For Vision Quest?
Yeah, which is interesting because I thought it would be a little before.
I thought not before because spring you have Daredevil, summer you have Spider-Man. I think fall makes sense.
That's
there.
true. I know they stopped like announcing like face slates, but like I wish I had an updated one to just reference.
Yeah, I think August makes sense.
Uh, do you know if the identity of Woodrith Moloch's Alex says I can confirm he is Tommy Maximoff's reincarnation. So I guess that is the casting for Tommy.
For Tommy. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That could work.
Yeah. And could you give us a hint about how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will connect to the MCU? And Alex says, stay tuned and find out in Vision Quest.
Yeah, I remember I tweeted Alex there. I was like, I'll wait and see. I'm not. Don't get my hopes up as an Agents of Shield fan. We've been through a lot.
Totally. And just like paraphrasing these things, can you confirm if Yelena is actually in Brand New Day? Alex says, yes, it's true. And I think and he also said it's more so just like a cameo, like Matt Murdock in No Way Home.
I'm still leaning post credit, but cameo would be nice too.
Yeah. Underwear. Anything new you could tell us about MJ's role and if there's been any changes in Spider-Man? Any changes from previously sourced stuff? All Alex could really say right now is that MIT, the school that they're currently at, is evil.
That's interesting.
Yeah, more specifically,
I saw that quote, but I was like, that's kind of confusing. That's weird.
yeah, more specifically, and so as not to get in trouble with certain relatives of mine. Okay, yeah, he's just returning to fictional stuff. But yeah, that's about it with the main stuff. Everything else is a bit more miscellaneous, with like release of MCU TV shows and whatnot.
Yeah, that was a great article. A lot of interesting things regarding Spider-Man there, Avengers movies, the future of the Avengers movies, and the future of Marvel. It's always in flux, but
Yeah,
always good to get some interesting facts here and there.
yeah,
And a lot of people were asking about champions. I can see there in the comments. So
yep.
cool.
And yeah, they're gonna be. We're gonna visit the Raft in Doomsday. Val will have some continuation in the MCU, and there's currently no plans to canonize Cloak and Dagger at this time, but we might get it after Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We'll see.
Cloak and Dagger was a very fun TV show on ABC. I miss it.
That's what I heard. And then yeah, you said you gotta go though.
Yeah. Went on a bit long there. But yeah, find me on Twitter at Harris EV9. About to watch some anime. Summer anime is coming to an end. I'm about to watch some of those there. But fall anime is around the corner. Big Brother's ending tomorrow. Sadly, it's going to be a very fun finale. And then yeah, I'm tweeting about Survivor and Amazing Race now too. Reality TV is kicking it up a notch, and yeah, I'm really excited to finally dive into more books and comics after Big Brother ends because I have a lot more free time on my schedule. So keep me up with there at Harris EV9. Yeah. I wonder if Marvel's allowed to use Black Cat or if Sony has her for something else. I think Sony.
Sony for sure.
Yeah.
Silver Sable, baby.
Exactly. What about you?
You find me at _Time Blazer, making a show called Time Blazer with co-star and Creek Salt and Harris.
Playing Ben, who was one of the many characters we discussed who won't be in Doomsday. Sorry. Unless Nathan has a conversation with Kevin Feige.
Okay, man. If they want to incorporate my stuff into the Marvel, I won't say no immediately. Give me your final offer, as Lex would say. But yeah, that being said, if you guys enjoyed this, push the like button, subscribe not already, ring the bell so you miss coverage on all things movie, TV, and Marvel, because we do this weekly. Hope you have a great day. Catch you guys next time.
Peace out.